Y'all's the hate on all of my moves, but now niggas on it. Y'all used to bait me on me and my views, but now niggas on it. I used to tell them I'ma have me a show, but now niggas on it. Her homies on it. Your homies on it. Y'all's the hate on all of my moves, but now niggas on it. Y'all used to debate me on me and my views, but now niggas on it. I used to tell them I had me a show, but now niggas on it. Her homies on it. Your homies on it. Realest Podcast.
What up, what up? We are back. The Realest Podcast Ever. It's your boy, C. Diddy.
I'm the other boy.
Matt King.
There you go. Hey. I really do got to get away from that. Makes me sick. Yo, I hate it now. People saying that, I be like, oh my God, why are you saying that? What's up, Matt? Makes me sick.
We both need a rebrand. My name is Toxic.
Why is it toxic?
The most toxic nigga on earth shares this name. What do you mean? Why?
Oh, well, it was. But see, right there, I don't even equate y'all two together.
He's out here freaking off.
Yeah.
Yeah, suck that big black dick. You know what I'm saying?
Like I don't even put.
Allegedly.
I don't even put y'all in the. I completely missed.
Shout out to that.
Yeah, no, really.
Shout out to Matt not putting us in the same category. my act up has worked
because I don't call you that.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Chad, like I never. People say in the street, we be out. What up, Diddy? And I be like, I look around, I be like,
fuck is this nigga?
Like, yeah, I be like, oh yeah, that's right. Shit. You ever like find out your homie got a whole nother name in another part of the city?
Man.
His name Mikkel. You down South Philly? Like, what up, murder? Like, why they keep calling you? Why they keep calling you murder?
Taking the car, man. Gotta put a couple niggas down.
Like, what do you do? They keep calling you murder. What the fuck? Oh, yeah, man, that's funny. But nah, I really don't even put two and two together. So I wasn't even thinking that.
Man, we are here once again. We knocked out a bunch of content this weekend for the Patreon audience. If you're not on Patreon, I don't know what you're waiting for. It's literally free. You get a 7-day free trial on Patreon. Patreon.com/official TRPE. One of the episodes that we actually put out is free to everybody, so you can get an additional preview of the content for free. Episode, I believe that is $2.99 over there. And today we're actually celebrating something. I don't even think you realize it. Does anybody know what we're celebrating today? I already know. What is it?
Black History Month.
No.
Okay.
Not an anniversary. We missed that already.
Yeah, we've been missed the anniversary.
We've been missed the anniversary.
We missed it, and our show is a couple months late.
Yeah.
Oh wait, give me a chance. February.
Get both of y'all one more shot. No, you're out of shots.
I got a shot. I got one shot.
You got one shot, man.
And it's for something now.
It's something significant with the show.
With the show.
Mm-hmm. Dan got it.
Dan looking at his phone.
Today is TRPE 300. We have done 300 episodes of the main feed podcast.
Okay.
Not including other like little sideline stuff, sneaker episode we did, stuff like that and everything. Part 2s and stuff like that. But yes, 300 episodes of the Realest Podcast Ever. And in another day or so, we'll be hitting 300 on Patreon also.
Because we go ham on
go ham on Patreon.
Yeah. This shit is like, you trying to do that shit? Like, nah.
Yeah, we get busy on Patreon. So yes, man.
Yeah, I completely, man.
300 episodes. How does it feel?
Dan
been with us probably since about like 97, something around like that. Yeah,
about that. I didn't know what I didn't know if you about to say something Valentine's Day or whatever.
No, I actually caught it last week. I was, preparing for the next episode. I'm like, yo, what's our 300th episode? This is crazy.
You know what's crazy? It just real quick before we get into the recap of the Super Bowl. Valentine's Day is coming up.
Yes, it is. It's Wednesday.
Is Valentine's Day the most cooked man?
I hate it. I hate it. I participate because I love my woman, and I want, I don't want to short her or any experiences or whatever she wants to participate in. But in general, it just stinks. Like I've always hated it. I don't see the significance.
There's nothing wrong with showing admiration and love for whoever you decide to engage with, whether it be your child, your friend, But it's just like the whole Valentine's Day thing has gone left. And somebody the other day when my homegirl was like, yo, it's really like this shit is becoming gayer and gayer every year. And I'm like,
I know somebody showing up with a big bag of dildos at Valentine's Day. Like, it's no way. Because y'all are too into this shit.
Yeah.
Like, they be looking, it be January 8th. They be like, Valentine's coming
you know
up.
it's coming up. You know what I'm saying? Got that pussy waxed. Like, yeah.
Like, y'all be horny as hell.
Horny as shit.
For Valentine.
But what about the homegirls the other day was like, I don't see the issue with it. Like, I think it's cute. And I'm like, I mean, it's just a little bizarre from the opposite, side of things. And she like, what you mean? I'm like, imagine if a bunch of niggas got together and was calling it like Valentine's Day or some shit.
Exactly. With silk pajamas on.
Yeah, and I'm just got my silk shit on with the pal.
Niggas showing up with the stripper joints with the dick cover, with the dick just hanging out. Like, that would be weird. Like, y'all would have a problem with this. Y'all are with the dick sleeve, with the dick snake sleeve.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the stripper joint. Yeah.
No, we just watching Friday After Next. You know what I'm saying? Playing little erotic dice. Ain't nothing too crazy.
They just put they just put the whole Seinfeld on Netflix. So we just watching all the
You
seasons.
binge watch that.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Hit the
binge
hookah. Hit the hookah with the THC in it. You know what I mean?
Yo. But then it was funny because I said that, and then apparently some guys did a joint on Twitter where they did like a spoof calling it Valentine's. I'm like, damn, I made that up. I don't write to that shit. But I seen one girl, they was like all in like lingerie and doing Jello shots, and I'm just like, yo, man,
this is the recipe for somebody getting their ass ate. Like,
yeah. And I told my one girl, I'm like, it's nothing wrong with, again, celebrating your friends and doing, but it's like, why bring it to the timeline? Y'all could bump coochies
in secret.
It just, we don't even need to see this. You know what I'm saying?
They want you to know we had big ziti.
Yeah, had them crab cakes. And then we was slapping ass.
We had the motherfucking garlic butter crabs from Key Boom, and then next thing you know, some Sutter Hole.
Yeah,
next thing you know,
some of that
shit got crazy.
That motherfucking Zinfandel came out. Next thing I know, our titty was in my mouth. That's real, man. That is some funny shit. But Valentine's Day, just in general, is just like, and I've done the big drawing on Valentine's Day before. I don't got it in me no more. You get some flowers, you got a nice card, write something dope.
As a former scoundrel, I can speak honestly about this now because I'm on a straight edge lifestyle now. But as a former scoundrel, nothing gave me more anxiety than Valentine's Day. Like knowing that I had to take 4 bitches on a date in 7 hours. Like that shit drove me crazy.
Having to take 4 bitches on a date in 7 hours is some wild.
I would rather have a gun in my face.
Oh yeah, man. That's some.
I can talk my way out of that. Like trying to explain to the girl why you gotta leave after the date is like that's more problematic than a gun in your face.
It's like Italian job. Like, you're like a real deal mission. That is funny as shit, man.
Yeah, thank God I'm not living like that no more. You know what I'm saying? I got one woman, I got one date, I got one big ass teddy bear to buy. You know what I'm saying? One little set of gifts, and that's it. Either one of y'all, have y'all noticed that? A couple years ago, the shit went viral with the roses wrapped in money.
Mm-hmm. Like they make the roses out of the dollar bills.
$20 bills, $50 bills, $100 bills, whatever. They would do that or whatever. At a time when it first started, it was actual real money. Mm-hmm. Now they're using prop money. They're using the Boham Frank Lines to wrap the shit up or whatever like that to create the effect. But it's like movie prop money.
Yeah. A lot of these things that go on, whether it be whatever holiday, a lot of it has such a wild energy around it now because of
social media. Yeah.
Social media has driven people to think like, you remember, like not trying to be funny, bro. You remember like getting a basket from the gas station? That was a thing back in the day.
We'll go to Rite Aid.
I was on 2nd and Lehigh. Yeah. 11:30 at night.
Yeah. Wasn't life so much simpler?
So much simpler, dog. I remember that. Like just some candy, flower basket, a little teddy bear.
Couple platters from Just to Serve You.
And you the man on Valentine's Day.
DSC.
Dog,
dick sucks and everything.
You the man. Now you have to buy a Mulsanne to even be in the running.
Hey baby, got you a timeshare on a yacht. You know what I'm saying? Know how much you like them boats. Like, if not anything short of that, you are a fucking loser.
Dog. Everything now just seems so fucking stressful, man. And it just, it all is from a thing of I want to be able to show this off.
Yeah.
Because on Valentine's Day, you know what you're going to see? A bunch of girls posting all kinds of shit. You ain't going to see who it came from because he don't exist. You know what I'm saying? That's like fucking Sting or Phantom of the Opera. We don't never see that. But you're going to see all it just to show off like, yeah, you know. And remember a couple years ago where they started like finding out people was getting their own shit?
Yeah, insane. Yeah, my man. Shit was from my man Ali Young Moolah said it was from Casper. These motherfucking ghost gifts.
Like, yeah, you call 1-800-Flowers. Like, I know, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And you called them on January 8th.
Yeah.
Like, you was getting ready. Getting in formation for Valentine's Day.
Yeah, but, you know, I just think at the end of a lot, we've seen a shift of unbelievable proportions. And again, I'm not against these because, and I want to be clear because I've had people like say this to me. I didn't do the whole big drawing Valentine's Day gift thing. It just so happened that was the day the shit was ready.
It was, hey, man.
That shit could have been ready on February 3rd,
Right.
January 29th.
Either way, you had to go pick it up.
Either way. And I was like, what the fuck? It just so happened that it was lit. He called me and was like, yo, it's going to be here on, I think it was a Tuesday or whatever. I was like, all right. So he's like, yeah, you're going to come pick it up Tuesday, anytime after 2 p.m. Everything be good, be detailed. And I was just like, then I looked and like, oh shit, Tuesday is Valentine's Day. I'm like, boy, I tell you.
Just gonna kick up some dust, boy.
Boy, I tell you, boy. Like,
kick up some dust, boy.
But trust me, if that shit would have got finished on Juneteenth, it would have been a doomsday gift. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is seriously. It had no
Meet me on South Street.
Yeah,
meet me on 20th and South. Come pick
get some of this black soap in this car.
Get you some of them instance tips, girl.
Yeah, got you some shea butter and a Beamer.
Fucking Beamer filled up with mad gifts from a dude.
I got you some beeswax. we loaded for the next
got some
couple
Cairo
of
shells, first and foremost. You know what I'm saying? Put them around your ankle.
Got some bathing oats. You know what I'm saying? You know you got bathing that oatmeal.
Bathing oats. Actually, a Hall & Oates CD. You know what I'm saying? The anthology.
I don't know how we're being this silly. We supposed to start off being serious. But yeah, man, Valentine's Day is one of them things where, because, you know, Christmas it has a meaning, you know, Jesus, you know what I mean? You got Thanksgiving, you know, pilgrims, Indians, whatever.
Yeah, displacement.
Murder.
Murder. Mayhem.
All those things. But like Valentine's Day is remember when we was young and we was in school?
Hey
and
man,
like,
you get the little
little
Russell Stover
chalky
candy.
ass candies. Remember? You eat 4 of them with nothing to drink, you die. Like you eat 4 or 5 of them, like you have a good ass little Valentine's Day.
Yeah, man.
Now it's like
old hands see little hands get sweaty. You know what I'm saying? It'd be a lit day.
Hands be raw. Hands be raw like chicken.
Raw hot. Raw. Have a good old Valentine's Day.
I remember a girl, we was in high school, man. You talk about embarrassing. Oh my God. This girl wrote a song and came into my fucking landscape design class and sung that shit in front of the class about me. I like to die. I mean, I like to die. Because I liked her and I thought she was cool as shit, but it was just like, you got to calm it down.
We got to keep it on the down. Keep it on the down.
Oh my God.
This is too much admiration.
Yo, when you know I'm pretty black. I was red, nigga.
Bright red.
I was bright red.
I can see it.
I was like, what in the world?
Yeah, I can see it.
Yo.
Like, teacher, I need to go to the bathroom. What's wrong? I'm having a cardiac
I'm
arrest.
having a panic attack back this jump. Cause you know I'm not one of them people. All that I'm not that shit was like I was nervous. When I saw her come in the room with the big balloons, I'm like, oh shit.
Oh, that's for me.
Oh Lord. My homie's like, what the fuck you done did to her? I'm
you
like,
felt like
this is great.
You felt like Prince Hakeem at the fucking St. John's game. No, nothing left to see here.
Yeah, you don't spill your beverages. Like, yeah, dog. Cause I used to struggle with the PDA. The public, what was it?
Public displays of affection.
I was, I like people think they think I be bullshit when I'm saying that. Like I was a shy individual. Like oh, okay. Yeah, that shit was like tissues coming in handy again and shit. I'm like, yo, when I'm talking about the door open and I seen it, I saw the balloons. I'm like, oh no. I'm just like, and I'm looking around like, I hope this bitch is fucking one of these niggas. And she cheating. I hope she cheating. Yo, I was dead. I was like, I hope she fucking with somebody in this room.
Anybody but me.
The poem was called My Love Matt. I was like,
yeah, because in a moment like that, it's damn near like she proposed. like it might as well be the same thing. It's damn near like
got to add you to the life insurance.
Yeah, like that's crazy.
Damn.
You done bring a life-size balloon to the classroom.
And you know what we did after school? Got on the bus and went to 69th Street and got some teriyaki wings. Just a simple life.
Good life.
Good
man.
life. Wasn't no Cristal, wasn't no yachts. Just a cool ass, I like you, you like me. Wrote a little poem, let's go get these wings and have a good ass time talking on the phone. You know what I'm saying? That was life. Now it's just, man,
Cooked.
you like a girl, you got to get a Tiffany bracelet. You know what I'm saying? Like
The gold one?
the gold.
Because they hip to that. Don't be showing up no sterling silver, nigga. That shit 300.
Yo, it's so much to go into it, man. But I hope all y'all have a happy Valentine's Day coming up this week.
Hope y'all don't get pregnant, you know what I'm saying? Put your IUDs in. Fellas, pop your blue chew, you know what I'm saying? You don't want to be premature on Valentine's Day. And if you are, that'll get you back right, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, straight up, man. Definitely definitely do something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Definitely you know, we
And another thing, fellas, Valentine's Day is not the day to be experimenting with sex pills that might work or might not work. You got to go to your whatever you know work.
Yeah. Leave the Sunoco alone.
Yeah, no black ants.
Yeah. Go down.
No herbal Viagra. Like,
go down to the turf club.
Holla at my man.
Holla at the
He give you a great deal. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, great deal.
You don't need nothing to come in plastic. The back of it got to be foil.
Yeah,
Yeah, straight up.
You need some official tissue.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
straight
saying?
up.
You don't want to get a BDR on Valentine's Day.
Not on Valentine's Day. Do you have any thoughts of like people who are first starting to date on around the Valentine's Day shit? Do you feel like there's like a time, any of that?
All right,
shit?
so
Does
real
that
quick,
exist anymore?
Real quick, I'm gonna give y'all some players advice. This is from the Players Handbook.
Okay.
You do not, men and women, men especially, you do not meet nobody new between November 15th and February 15th.
I swear I had this conversation a couple years ago.
You
It's like,
don't do it.
why are you meeting anybody on January?
Focus
29th?
on yourself.
Focus on yourself, dog.
Don't
even go outside.
No, just put your head down, grind. You know what I'm saying? Do some push-ups, Diamond Jones. You know what I'm saying? Get your core right.
My man literally today was like, look at this shit. Chick he ain't been talking to in a little minute. Text him today like, oh, you was funny as shit, because he was making a bunch of jokes yesterday with Super Bowl. He's like, oh, you funny as shit. He just like, man, I've been funny for months. Man. I ain't heard from you. Now we got 2 days. How the fuck you He's just like, dog, you can't be meeting nobody.
Because they throwing Hail Marys. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, it's like, yo, especially if you in an urban environment, middle America, the South, it might be a little bit different.
All that shit.
But it might be a little bit different. But if you're in a major metropolitan city,
I say try
and you dealing with them city girls, if you meet her 4 days before her birthday, before a major holiday, whatever, she's cutting into you for a gift.
I say, just to be safe, don't even attend Friendsgiving. Because it might be some stragglers in there.
Yeah.
So I say around the middle of November is when you need to start packing it.
Yeah, wrap it up.
And taking your ass in the house.
You either need to be, by the middle of November, you either need to be locked in with your person or focused on yourself. Those are the two. To not have to worry about a surprise budgetary mishap. Because now you got to go and buy Christmas, take her out on New Year's, and buy something for Valentine's Day.
Yeah, don't let her be off on MLK.
Right.
Find something to do there.
And don't end up like me. My girl birthday, February 24th. Yeah, nigga. Yeah. Get crushed.
Shout out to Catherine Gilmore Richards. Her party was the other day. Her birthday is on Valentine's Day.
Oh man.
Yeah, I said I know, bro.
Got to decorate the whole house.
Can I borrow the big KGR? Can put that in the docket.
Got to decorate the whole crib. You got to be able to see it from 4 blocks away.
Yo, you know how the real into it motherfuckers be having Santa on the roof with the sleigh
right.
during Christmas. Like, yeah, man.
Yeah, you got a Joan, y'all in silk robes on the roof.
Lee's sister's birthday is the day before Christmas. I'm like, that's gonna be hell. You know what I'm saying?
That's gonna be
seriously. Can't mix that together.
You got to show up back to back.
Yeah.
With distinctly different profile gifts.
Yeah, you got to sit down on the floor and just hold her at 11:30 and just let that shit roll into the next day. Like, seriously, dog. And then people I always wonder how that worked. Them birthdays next to, things like Christmas and.
Because as a kid, you get cheated.
Yeah.
But then as an adult, you come back for everything.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
right.
And how you do that is your significant other has to foot the bill for that shit.
Right. Yeah, nah. Because I even felt a little bit with my birthday being October.
Yeah. So let's just make it safe. Don't meet nobody after Halloween.
Halloween is the cutoff.
Halloween is the cutoff up to February 15th.
You get to wear a mask. You know what I'm saying?
Keep it real anonymous. Real clandestine.
You know what I'm saying?
So don't meet nobody. So 1031 is the cutoff for new chicks and new dating partners or whatever. So 1031 to 215 that's the dead zone. If you ain't locked in by then, you in the wilderness. You know what I'm saying? Focus on yourself, say that little paper, go into the new year with a little bankroll.
Yeah. And then after Valentine's Day, immediately after, you come Thursday morning.
Mass text.
Back outside with it, straight up.
Damn, you was looking good as shit at Valentine's. Use that to your advantage. You know what I'm saying? I'm told this from the players'
I see you
handbook.
at the Valentine's thinking, yo, she don't even need to be there. And boom, you got a whole thing.
If you was my girl, you get a whole month of Valentine's. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You run that scam.
You wouldn't have to eat no pussy on Valentine's. You can come chill with me. Like, yeah, no, that's real. Immediately after. Thursday morning, you back outside.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we're going to say from Halloween to February 15th.
That's the dead zone.
Yeah, just focus on yourself.
That's the official TRPE dead zone. That's TRPE certified.
Yeah, straight up.
You going to stamp and notarize that. 1031 to 215, no new dating.
I like that. Yeah, we giving back to the world.
Giving back to the community.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
We here to help. You know what I'm saying? Straight up.
And ladies, same thing. No new, because a nigga might be trying to move in your house. Like he might be homeless. So
they always home.
They always home. They always in between.
Somehow they always.
What's going on right now? I'm in between beds. You know, like I'm out here figuring it out, living this free agent lifestyle. You know. So, make sure that y'all, same thing for y'all, you know what I'm saying? Because you might think that you getting, a Bentley and you get a lemon, you know what I mean? And you end up footing the bill and now you got to buy a PS5 for Christmas.
Yo, not trying to be funny. You be thinking that that's like a myth or like a myth.
No, it's real.
When you talk to women and you act, because women are crazy. Women are crazy. Because it's like, they have the most insane stories, and they'll just roll them off the tongue like, yeah, this so-and-so, I met him, he seemed cool, and next thing you know, he was like, yeah, can you do X, Y, and Z for me? And just be like, huh?
Yeah, I'm trying to start this jet ski business. It's gonna sound crazy. I'm trying to get 4 sea dudes.
Dog, to that point, a chick told me, she was like, she met a nigga, seemed cool. He's like, yo, literally like 2 weeks, he was like, yeah, can you help me finance this jet ski? But you don't have anywhere to put the jet ski. Nigga in the tub. In the tub.
Nigga doing tricks in grandma's bathtub.
Fucking up there wallpaper. Because it's wallpaper in them old ass bathrooms. It's like
that floral wallpaper.
Yeah, that shit's peeling at the bottom. Like, yo, niggas are crazy, dog. Niggas somehow always.
Hey, where are you going to dock the jet ski? I'm gonna park it right on front.
Right there.
Nigga parking the jet ski up front like a dirt bike, chaining it to the goddamn railing.
I remember AO was like, you could always tell a South Philly nigga about where he parked his dirt bike in the living room. I was like, what? He's like, yeah, if you put it over here from South Philly, if you put it over here from North, it's all about the placement. I was cracking the fuck up.
If you put it up against the little, because everybody now is open concepts or whatever, but before the basement joint, the stair was covered, and then the steps to go up.
Yeah, that big ass in living color.
Yeah, so do you put it on a wall, lean it on that little joint? Or do you just park it and put the kickstand out and then put it right in the middle?
That's real shit, man. That's hilarious, yo. Oh man, let's get into the Super Bowl, man. We've had enough fun with that. This past weekend was Super Bowl Sunday, Super Bowl week. Everything led into the big
Super Bowl 58.
58, big excitement, big day. You know, the biggest day in sports worldwide. You know what I mean? There's no day that compares to it. A lot to unpack because a lot went on.
Yes.
Can we start by acknowledging, before we get into everything, because I know we're going to get into the Usher shit, can we acknowledge that, did you know In Living Color is the reason for Super Bowl halftime performances?
Yes, I think we've referenced that on here before.
I don't know if we did, if we didn't, but yeah, shout out to In Living Color always for the fact that what they did during the Super Bowl, where they had their special on Fox and 20 million people left from the Super Bowl to go watch In Living Color and just didn't return to the Super Bowl because it stung their ear. And CBS was like, we got to get MJ out this month. We got to bring the boy out. And that led to the Super Bowl halftime show. So always shout out to Living Color for giving us, because it's become now, the game is centered around. So many people is like, yo, the Usher, you know, oh damn, Travis Kelce didn't playing at the Usher concert. It's going to be lit.
Yeah.
Like, that's become a thing. So shout out to In Living Color and Keenan Ivory Wayans for that.
Keenan Ivory Wayans and Robert Townsend are two people that don't get the credit they deserve as black visionaries in an era where we were kind of like transitioning from the Richard Pryor, Sidney Poitier, Bill Cosby era into like, you know, something else. And they gave us a lot of cultural moments. So always salute to both
Keenan
of them.
Ivory Wayans was Conan O'Brien.
And Mario Van Peebles too.
Keenan O'Brien's is Conan O'Brien mixed with, what's the name who created The Office? Ricky Gervais. And Robert Townsend is Tyler Perry before we actually saw these guys become, you know, the leaders of industry that they become. And, you know, just being black and coming from the time period that they came, you know, they made essentially, when you talk about making lemonade with lemons, like these dudes, like you talk about having no budgeting, no real production, for them to go and make shit like Hollywood Shuffle, I'm Gonna Get You Sucker, In Living Color, Meteor Man, all these great things is just like, even leading up to Spike Lee becoming Spike Lee, like we were talking about the other night, Spike is at courtside of the fucking Knicks game, every game with a you know, he wears a Knick jersey bubble vest now, which is insane. But he's there at every game, and you do this, and you just like, damn, Spike is a staple for the biggest and most world famous arena. But there was a time period where Spike had to go to like Michael Jordan and Oprah and like influential figures just to get backing, to get a movie done that ended up being Oscar nominated. You know what I'm saying? So it's like these dudes really came far as hell, man. Straight up. So yeah. I don't know how we did that, but we did it. You know what I mean?
Nah, but we you know, I think it's important because again, it's Black History Month. So it's like we can weave, you know, some black history with some black futurism, you know, in there and give these people the credit that they deserve for not necessarily being at the front of conversation, even though a lot of things that still take place to this day is because of them and their influence.
Yeah, you're gonna always talk about the big names that they throw out as far as, you know, popular media like Variety and People and shit like that. But you really do have to acknowledge people like you said, Mario Van Peebles. Like, you don't get New Jack City without that. That was Wesley's third film, and that literally broke him as like the leading guy. You know what I'm saying? You might not get Ice-T to be on SVU.
So what was the black western that he made early on? Mario Van Peebles made.
It's got a it starts with a P, with Posse.
Posse.
Yeah.
He made Posse. And then now, later on, you see Lakeith Stanfield, you see the Jay-Z did produce that James Samuels did. He produced that black western that went on Netflix. So it's like all of these cultural reference points of things that happened before that kind of, it reminds you that
Django.
like,
you know what I mean?
yeah, like nothing new. There's nothing new under the sun. All of this stuff has been done, but those guys literally were creating
making
making new shit that didn't
and they were
exist
doing
before.
it with not the greatest parts.
Right.
Yeah, like they was building iPhones with junk.
Exactly.
Seriously.
With scrap metal.
With scrap metal, straight up. So yeah, man, shout out to all of them, you know, a little Black History Month. But Super Bowl weekend, it was in Vegas this year.
Everything was in Vegas this year.
I mean, it's Vegas.
F1 week,
Yeah.
and within the last year, because F1 week was in November, but F1 week, then you had the Shakur fight, then you had a Teo and Jermaine Ortiz fought leading into the Super Bowl.
WNBA Finals ended up being
Finals.
there, and just Vegas is such an interesting place. We talked about it pre-show.
WWE WrestleMania press conference was in Vegas.
We talked about it pre-show. Like, the Mafia straight built it.
Yeah.
And America was...
They envisioned it, executed it, scaled it, and then corporate America said, thank you.
Yeah. Oh, no, you don't.
We'll take it from here.
Yeah, man. And it to see it almost is poetic because of how insane sports betting has become.
Yeah.
So for Vegas, for all these years to be the mecca of gambling, it's only right that where sports betting in this last like 12 to 26 months has just exploded, that's where the biggest game of the year for everything. They said that they're estimating $23 billion was wagered yesterday.
That's insane.
23 with a B behind it.
On one single game.
One game.
Whew.
It's insane, right?
Yeah.
And the IRS just like, oh, no, yeah.
Yeah, just rock on, man.
Kelsey Ober look real good. I get it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, go ahead and bet Jennings for 9 touchdowns.
Yeah,
that seems plausible.
Did you put McCaffrey on there? Because that white man can run with a football. Yeah.
Run with a capital R.
Yeah, straight up. McCaffrey is the toughest white player I've ever. Like, the brutality that he runs with is crazy. I mean, like,
he runs with violence.
You know how certain running backs like Barry Sanders, Emmitt Smith, Adrian Peterson, to a certain extent, they have a level of like elusiveness to them, to their game. Where Barry Sanders' ability was, you don't touch me.
Yeah, now you see me, now you don't.
That's the great. Ed McCaffrey is like, coming at you. Like, I got nothing.
Yeah, him and Derrick Henry are the two that is like, this when you go and meet me at this spot.
Even Derrick Henry will break and shake and be going for 80. Ed McCaffrey is like 20 rushes, 40 yards. Like, it's just crazy.
Workhorse.
It's just crazy. Did you see him yesterday? His arms was bleeding. His jersey was green and brown. I'm like, yo, they gonna kill him.
It's like, yo, there's a better way to do this.
Dog, he get hit every play. His head is. I'm like, he need to really. Before we get into the whole joint, the funniest shit I seen the other day. Did you see Adrian? What's his name?
Antonio Brown.
Antonio Brown. He did this thing where he was on, like, it was like a game show, like a dating game show, and he was talking.
Oh, was it 20 girls versus AB?
But it was 3 girls.
Okay.
And he had to pick who to, like, so the first girl was like, AB, ask her, he couldn't see him. Like, he's faced.
Oh, okay, got it. Yeah, that's a different one than what I'm thinking about.
The first question was like, you think I'm one of the best receivers ever? And she was like, yeah. And then the second girl was like, what was the question he asked her? It was something simple like, how often you get your feet done? Something like that. The third question for the girl was like, you smash on the first date? And she was like, no. He was like, all right, so I ain't going with 3.
Yeah, she eliminated.
And I opened it. The first comment I saw, it said, they need to give AB a show. They need to give him his own sports show. And somebody was like, yeah, I can see it now. Welcome to CTESPN. And I laughed for an hour. Welcome to CTESPN. What the hell, yo? Adrian, what's his name?
Antonio Brown.
I keep saying Adrian.
He is cooked.
They both cooked, but Antonio Brown is super cooked. Like, super ridiculous. So anyway, we had the Super Bowl this weekend. 49ers versus the Chiefs. 49ers were 2-point favorites. Over-under was set at 47.5 points.
A true pick'em.
True pick'em. Anytime you see a 3-point, it's a pick'em.
And I knew this game was going way under. I could see every scenario.
It literally went under by half a point, though.
But I knew it was going under, period. But it took overtime, because if not, it would have went way under.
It's crazy to think of how good these odds makers are, and I talk about this all the time.
Mm-hmm.
They set that line at 47.5. That game finished at 47. It's just like, what? Yeah. And that's the point Rob made the other day. Shout out to Rob. He's out in Vegas, been doing it up. So many people this week reached out to me wanting to put bets in and worried about bets. And I had to tell like mad people, yo. The Thunder are playing tonight.
Right.
The Thunder.
Yeah, there's value elsewhere other than this game.
Make the most sense playing the Kings coming off of a win the other night against the Nuggets. The Thunder Thunder went out there and smashed them yesterday. I'm like, there's so much other value in sports betting that Rod's like, why do y'all as Americans wait until the sharpest game of the year? Like, this is
the two teams that ran the gauntlet all season.
Think about this. The line was 2. The over-under was 47. The game ended 3 points, and the over-under ended by a half a point.
Yeah.
This is the sharpest game of the year.
Yeah.
Why do you wait until today? You're supposed to look for the fucked up line.
Right. Like, oh, that's wrong.
That's wrong.
Hammer this.
Yeah, like, so it don't make no sense that $23 billion is bet on the sharpest game of the year.
Yeah.
That's just crazy in itself.
Because no less than probably 10 billion of it is just dog shit, nonsensical bets.
Dead air. Like, you don't have a shot. George Kittle yesterday had 4 yards. I know for a fact
Motherfuckers
he
got
smoked up everyone.
Smoked.
I know for a fact he fucked up everyone. Think about this. The 2 touchdowns that were scored was Jenkins. 3 touchdowns. Jenkins, CAC, and Hart. What's the guy's name? The one that scored the final touchdown. Hartman, whatever.
Oh, McCole Hardman.
Yeah. Kelsey didn't score.
Yeah.
Kittle didn't score. Mahomes didn't run one in. Purdy didn't run. Like, literally, Debo didn't score. Like, I know these tickets got annihilated. Yeah. I know it for a fact.
It's one, but the thing is like the one trend that was true all season is that the Christian McCaffrey anytime touchdown is alive every game.
No, it was negative 300 yesterday. But he's like, of course he's
that shit is alive every fucking game.
Straight, and even him, I told you his over under on yards was like this. It barely got to the 80, and people was alternating the line to 80. All my peoples I bet would hit a bunch. Everybody. Shout out to Jules, Zach. Everybody was on the kicker props yesterday. Buckler from the Chiefs. His over-under for field goals made was 1.5. That hit with ease.
Oh, that was ease.
His over-under for points was 7.5. He had like 13. That hit with ease. Everything with him just hit. You know what I'm saying? Jules, he bet Mahomes to throw a touchdown. To throw an interception. That hit. It was a lot of little props. That's the thing with the Super Bowl is the props.
Yeah.
It's prop heaven. You can bet any fucking thing. Literally. We was ready to drive to Canada on Saturday to go bet the Usher song and shit.
It was crazy because you saw the opener. He teased my way, but he didn't perform it.
Marcus hit me. Was like, you see it? I'm like, that right there would be very sketchy.
Yes.
Because it came on, you heard my way, and then it went into Caught Up. But when it started, I'm looking at the field and the people. I'm like, oh, they're dressed like the Caught Up video. They're starting with Caught Up. But then it's my way.
And I'm like, that would.
And then the Caught Up shit, and I'm just like, so what song?
What's the opener?
What's the opener? That gets very.
That would have, man. Listen, motherfuckers would have been sick.
Yeah, that's very tricky. But that's for the people who bet offshore and with the joint.
Yeah.
Shout out to Rob Peoples. He bet offshore. Plus 1,400 will Usher expose nipples. Actually hit. I said, damn, getting some money. I said, what the fuck?
Finding value out there.
You want to start with the game, I assume, right?
I want to start with the game.
Okay.
Very tight game, as I expected. We talked about it on Patreon this week, and I said I can see either team winning in a number of different ways, but I can't see either team blowing the other one out.
Yeah, we knew that.
They're too closely matched. They both pride themselves on defense. This was a down year for KC's offense. Their defense was number 2 in the league. I think San Francisco was top 5 also. Number 4. So you had number 2 defense, number 4 defense, and neither one of them are playing bend don't break defense. They both are attacking, violent, abusive defenses. And for the first quarter, San Francisco's defense was winning the battle. They were up, what was it, 3-0 after the end of the first quarter?
No, 0-0 at the end of the first quarter.
0-0 end of the first, and then halftime they were up, 10-0, right? Was it 10-3?
10-3.
10-3 at halftime. But for the most part, they controlled the game. And I sat there and I watched that, and the minute they said, oh, this is great for Kansas City because they get the ball back, I said, oh, this game is over. Like, at that moment, I knew Patrick Mahomes was going to find a way to figure this out because every Super Bowl he's won, he was down 10 or more at some point. He don't give a fuck about being down 10 points, 14 points, whatever. It doesn't matter. He's essentially the ultimate equalizer in football. The same way like Steph Curry, when he's got a squad, he's the ultimate equalizer in basketball because trading 2s for 3s will kill you. And then if you send him to the line, he hits 96% of his free throws. It's the same sort of thing. So even with a mistake, with an interception on the board, he already was still in striking distance of taking over this game. And pretty much that's exactly what he did. And he controlled the tempo of the game for pretty much the entire second half and then through overtime. And then Shanahan made a critical mistake taking the ball first. And then did you see that like a bunch of the players from the 49ers said we didn't know about the overtime rule change?
I mean, I'm not trying to be funny. Most humans don't understand it. You know what I mean? Like, seriously, like most people are casual fans.
Yeah.
If you ask most people who watch basketball to really explain violations, they'll be like, oh no, because like Carrie, if you do the AI shit, like, and it's so much shit that people just don't understand.
So that was surprising to see that, because on the other hand, Kansas City's team was like, oh, we knew about it immediately. That's all we talked about all season. So that's a preparation thing. And I want to give a lot of credit to the coaching trio of Andy Reid, Steve Spagnuolo, and Matt Nagy for being the brain trust that structured, built this team, designed this team, and understanding how to play chess and literally making the right move every time, with the exception of a few plays here and there, the Mahomes interception, whatever, stuff like that. But for the most part, they made the right call every single time. Even when it was like hard to watch, it was like slow, it was plotting, whatever, they still were making the right moves because they knew, yo, we got to play mistake-free football in order to win this shit today. And that's exactly what they did.
I'm on par with what you got. I think, honestly, I was kind of thrown off when the Chiefs lost their coordinator, the black guy.
Oh, Bieniemy.
Bieniemy. When he left, I was like, this might be over a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because, coordinators matter. When Cheetah left, I was just like, yeah, they don't have that punch anymore. And then you saw it all season where it's like the most drops in the NFL. It's like, the Chiefs don't got that shit
And then
anymore.
they even had a horrible December. They lost they lost 3 games in December too. So
the Chiefs don't have that anymore. And the Niners, for what it's worth this year, Brock Purdy took a lot of flack, but Brock Purdy was an MVP candidate, and it made sense because I thought he did well enough often, more than making mistakes often.
4,300 yards, 31 touchdowns.
To get the job done. I personally was like, I didn't like seeing the 49ers in that position because I just felt like for whatever reason, they're not going to be able to get that ball down the field.
Yeah.
And that's the reality with the Chiefs. It's almost like the Bulls. It's almost like Mike Tyson. You have to punch niggas in the face and you have to really, really outscore them. Like, you're not going to beat them on some, like, down to the wire, will to win type shit. It's just not good.
We've seen them win it time and time again that same way.
These are champions. That's what they do. They don't make the mistake when it counts. Patrick Mahomes had an interception in the game, but down the stretch, Patrick Mahomes looked like he created football. Like, he just knew where to be at. He just knew where to throw the ball. He knew how to get there. And I told y'all, the first half, he looked awful to me. He looked sluggish.
He looked dead.
They couldn't find the open man down the field. I'm like, the Chiefs look awful, but the 49ers weren't scoring when they did look awful. Mm-hmm. The 49ers should have been up 24 points at one point. Yeah. Y'all kept fumbling the ball. Y'all kept having these goofy 3 and outs. That running with McCaffrey shit, I get it, but it's like, run with McCaffrey, 2 yards. Run with McCaffrey, 3 yards. It's 3rd and 5. 3rd and 5. All right, we're gonna do a slant to fucking McCaffrey and it's just like, what the fuck is happening? McCaffrey led the team in rushing and receiving, and it's just like, that's not gonna get you a Super Bowl victory. Yeah. So I looked at it like, yo, when it went to 10-3, I told them in my group chat, I'm like, y'all think I'm about to bet the Chiefs to win this game? Rob was like, oh, where did that? I'm at the bar. You know? I'm just
that's securely placed.
I'm like, what the fuck? He like, I bet it right after the Mahomes interception because you get value on that shit. People was catching the Chiefs money line for plus 950 at one point. Yeah. When I got it, it was like at plus 200. I'm just like, fuck that. I'd rather do the second half over because the second half over made all the sense in the world. Because you always, a prop that we just missed for whatever reason, they always got a Super Bowl prop, more points scored in the second half than the first half. That's essentially what happened. Yeah. So we just took the over. Everybody hit the shit, whatever. We was chilling. But the first half of the game, it was like, I don't like where this is going. One, I'm falling asleep. This is just very entertaining.
Yeah.
But I don't like where this is going for the 49ers because this is going to come down to the wire, and you don't want to go down to the wire with Michael Jordan. You don't want to go down to the wire with Tom Brady. You don't want to go down to the last fucking hole with Tiger Woods.
Yep.
You don't want to go down to the wire with someone who's campaigning for the GOAT. Like, I'm not campaigning to be, fucking.
I'm not even campaigning to be best of the era because I already solidified that.
Like, I was about to say, like, I'm not even campaigning to be like a Drew Brees or a Peyton. Like,
right.
My campaign right now at this point is me versus the top. It's
me
Tom
versus Brady and Montana.
And that's it. So it's like, you don't want to go down to, like, who didn't right mind wanted, like, Michael Jordan when he stole the ball from Karl Malone. It's just like, if you a Utahian, you like, here the fuck we go. Because it's like, Mike's not missing that fucking shot. You imagine if Mike pulled up and had a Carlton moment where that shit just didn't hit the river? Yeah, right.
Not on your life.
Yeah, right. So some things just make sense, some things don't. So when I saw that shit, and then I saw where that like, to know that the money line was plus 900 and it went down at one point to 180, I'm like, Chiefs might win this fucking game.
Yeah.
So boom, we go to halftime. Everything is just like, it's in their favor. They get the ball back first, and everything just looked good. Chiefs get the ball. They come down immediately, but then they had the fumble. Mm-hmm. It was like, oh, shit, the Chiefs fumbled. This is crazy. Niners get the rock back, and it's like, yo, if they score here, Jesus Christ, you can
might
set
be over.
some distance. It's like, they fumbled. And it's just like, here we go with the nonsense,
Here we
man.
go.
And, I told y'all last night, I'm like, yo, the Chiefs are the luckiest team I've ever seen in professional sports. And you was like, them and the Patriots. I'm like, no, the Patriots are cheating.
Yeah, the Patriots used every cheating measure they can use.
Yeah, we got binoculars. These motherfuckers over here. This shit is crazy. And for what it's worth, I can't even, I'm one of the people because I'm a Cowboy fan. We're nuts. I can always be like, oh no, because of this, because of that, because of that. Patrick Mahomes, for as bad as Kelsey looked, for as bad as fucking Rice looked at one point, for as bad as fucking they were moving the ball as far as like their run game and all that. Yeah. Patrick Mahomes wound up having the most run yards. Like, he just did every little thing right down the stretch. They get down to the joint. Now, I do have a bit of
real quick for you go. I just want to say this. Something important. The reason why I shouted out the three main coaches from the Chiefs is because it was basically them three against just Shanahan. And Shanahan at a point started to look overwhelmed because the Chiefs coaches were so smart. They started using the tendencies that they were seeing against the 49ers. Like, they saw how hard Bosa and Chase Young was crashing the line, and they just started fucking doing misdirection and shit and just going the opposite way, flipping it right over their fucking head, or Patrick running right past these niggas, and they just didn't have an answer for it, and they did it time and time again because they just kept showing the same thing every fucking play.
It got down. Sorry, fucking. This is information I was wanting for.
Yeah.
Usher shit. Because I had we got little assistants. I can send some shit out. Send me something real quick so I can say this. It got down to the end of the game. The score was 19-16. So I'm just like, yo, all right. I'm like, if the Chiefs scores, it's essentially over.
Yeah.
I don't really care. I just need 2 more points for this second half over. So at this point, it's party time. I don't give a fuck what happened. I just need some points. They in the red zone. The Chiefs have been bad in the red zone pretty much all year. They weren't great in the red zone. And when they did what they did last night, that was the first, because I didn't have a pony in this race. I really didn't care who won. When they did what they did on that fucking third down, that was the first moment where I was like, I want the Niners to win this shit.
Yeah.
They had, what's his name?
Kelsey.
Not Kelsey.
Oh, Rashee Rice.
They had Rice.
Wide open
on that third. I'm talking about, he walks into the end zone, the game is over, you win the Super Bowl. They were forcing the Travis Kelce turn the camera to Taylor Swift moment.
The walk-off.
They were forcing the shit. i.e., the Seahawks Super Bowl against the Patriots. And when that happened and they had to kick the field goal, I'm like, I hope the 49ers can do this shit, man. Because I like that now it's literally like y'all are altering history behind this Taylor Swift shit. Right. Y'all are tripping now. And the same way that Pete Carroll and the Seahawks had to fall apart and have egg on their face for the rest of their lives, that's what that moment should have been. No one gave a fuck. Mm-hmm. Travis Kelce, let's real quick. He came off the field when he didn't get the ball and ran up on Andy Reid so hard that he almost knocked Andy Reid on his ass.
Take me out the fucking game.
If that was Ocho Cinco,
T.O.,
if that was T.O., if that was Donovan McNabb,
A.B.,
Mike Vick, A.B., if that was a plethora.
Adrian Peterson.
What did Peter Griffin with that card?
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes, well, you just made it.
You just made it.
If that was LaDainian Tomlinson, they would have been out the game for the rest.
Yeah,
I'm not even joking. Yeah. At best, out the game for the rest.
They would have got a healthy scratch like Kadarius Toney.
Real shit.
Healthy scratch.
They played that shit off there. It was like, oh, Travis Kelce just ran up to tell Andy Reid how much he loved him. I'm like, why are y'all saying this? Right. The analysts and shit, like, what the fuck? Like, it was weird. Anyway, they try to force the touchdown with Travis Kelce. Okay, cool. Y'all missed that. Boom, we got to kick the field goal, go to overtime. Rod texts us in the group chat, new rules. And I'm like, for the people that don't understand the new rules, the new rules are both teams get the rock.
Yes.
There is no, oh, you score a touchdown, it's over.
Right. No more sudden death.
Until both teams score a touchdown. Mm-hmm. So, meaning that both teams get the ball, you got to kick that. You have to kick that.
Yeah.
Because it puts the pressure on them.
Because you get the final say.
I get to determine now what the fuck is going on.
Yeah, you want the final say.
Before, if you give them the ball and they score a touchdown, it's over. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Okay, cool. The 49ers win the toss and accept it. I'm like, I don't like that. Y'all offense has not clicked the whole second half of the game. I don't like that right now. Put the pressure on them to keep this momentum rolling. Because if they go down and kick a field goal, now it gives you a chance to come down and basically win the fucking game.
Exactly.
They take the ball, first 2 plays in overtime, run with McCaffrey for 4 yards. I'm just like, oh, my Lord.
It's the same shit.
The Chiefs are about to win this fucking game. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
The light is going?
This one.
Oh, that one. All right.
I'm like, the Chiefs are about to win this fucking game. They do the shit, kick a field goal, they give it to the Chiefs, and, you know, we Brady fans over here, but you got to acknowledge when greatness is in the building, dog. Patrick Mahomes got that ball, and you could see the coolness in his face. Game's over, guys.
Yeah. Pack it the fuck up, fellas.
Get the Michelob.
Get
ready.
the Mick Ultra.
Get the Mick Ultra ready, because the game is over.
Get the Mick Ultra and the Perrier Jouet.
And they came down that field effortlessly. Yeah. No drop passes, no sacks. No, he didn't even drop back out of the pocket one time. And they just, the defense was beat up. It's over for y'all. The touchdown pass he threw, he was so wide open that Hartman caught it and didn't even realize this. He kind of caught it and did a little dance and was come back to the line of scrimmage. They like, nigga, we won a Super Bowl. He like,
oh shit. Yeah. Oh shit. Goddamn.
Shit. Man, y'all, man. I ain't even, my bad. It was effortless the way they drove down. I fuck with the Niners team. Some of them I really like. I like Chase Young. I like Debo. Debo has some monster earrings in his joint. It's like
I have a question about Debo. How was Debo built like a running back, a guard, a wide receiver, and a tight end all in one human?
And a Komodo dragon. yeah.
All in one human. Like
he's
that
strong as fuck too. Yes. A couple plays you seen it last night.
Because he all core.
No, dragon motherfucker.
That nigga core is from his neck to his fucking ankles.
Yeah, straight up. He like a super strong Godfrey. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But you know, salute to the Niners for making it. They did run through the NFC.
This is the third Super Bowl in the Shanahan era.
Yeah, well, he was the offensive coordinator for one. Yeah. The you know, for what it's worth, I like Brock Purdy.
I
want that to be understood.
Brock is not the reason they lost that game yesterday.
No, because to be fair, I thought Brock played better than Mahomes did until like halfway through the third quarter. And it was just like,
now it's Mahomes time.
Yeah, I do this. Yeah. But like Brock was precise. He wasn't missing it, but he did miss
he missed when Chris Jones was in his chest. He missed Debo for
the touchdown. Yeah. Debo was open. He just oversold it. So he did miss that. But I thought he was precise with running the ball. when he had to. I thought he used his legs. I thought he got out of pocket very well.
Yeah.
I thought he caught the reads real well. It's just that Shanahan and their game plan was CAC. You know what I'm saying? And that's just what it is. Like, I almost feel like at times, I could be wrong. I look at the 49ers as having too much talent.
That's
Does
a
that
thing.
make sense?
Yeah, that's a thing.
Whereas like the Chiefs we know who our most talented player is, and then everybody else just kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
Where the 49ers is like, y'all got 4 receivers.
Yeah. One of which is first team All-Pro, Brandon Ayuk this year.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? You got
And your fullback is first team All-Pro.
You got Kettle. Kettle literally didn't do anything yesterday.
Nothing.
You got essentially 2 running backs in Debo and McKay. It's like y'all almost have too much talent, and it kind of overlaps each other to not let everybody fully go ahead and do what they do.
Right.
You know what I mean? So shout out to the Chiefs. They earned that shit. You got 3 now in 6 years from Mahomes. 3 as a starter.
3 and 5. They calling it 3 and 5.
No, I'm talking about his career.
Yeah, career. Yeah.
But he has 3 now, 2 Super Bowl
and
MVPs.
4 appearances.
Travis Kelce now has what? This is his third one because he's been there for all of them.
He was there the year before I think Mahomes was.
Yeah, Andy Reid now has fucking 3 Super Bowls. 6 appearances? 5 appearances? 5 appearances.
5 appearances.
They lost 2.
Eagles. Well,
the Chiefs lost what? 2?
1.
So he lost with the Eagles.
They lost to
Chiefs.
Brady.
So you got 5 appearances.
Bay. Yeah,
5 appearances, 3 Super Bowls. I think the game was suspenseful and it gave us some highlights.
Yeah, the first half was a snooze.
It was awful.
You could have not watched it. You wouldn't have missed shit, whatever. No. But the second half and overtime more than made up for it.
Right.
And my biggest takeaway from this is that Patrick Mahomes is now, and you referenced everybody I was going to reference. Patrick Mahomes is now in rarefied air now with the greatest of all time in every different sport. Michael Jordan, Wayne Gretzky, Tiger Woods, where he's the MVP of the league every year because he's the best player. It's just up to somebody else to put on a good enough statistical or a good enough record showing to basically upend him and take that award. But essentially, there's a case to be made, the same way with Michael Jordan, the same way with Wayne Gretzky in hockey, that every year they were the MVP of the league. It's just that somebody else did some shit. They're like, oh, damn, give Charles Barkley a shot. Give Karl Malone a shot.
I think with football, it's a little different because you got 2 major awards. Like, they don't do that in other sports. You got offensive player, and then you got MVP, and you got the defensive player. They don't really do that in other sports. I think in football, it's a little bit different just because of the conference and the divisional breakdowns. So you have dudes who are – that's another one, too. We don't really talk about the contrast in style from the different eras. Like the era of the 90s into the 2000s is like pocket presence quarterback.
Yeah.
And the fact that that's still like the precedence that's set for them, where it's like, how many touchdowns did you throw? How many yards did you throw?
Yeah.
What was your QBR? What was your passer rating?
Yeah, what was your average yard per throw?
Right. So you still got juggernauts of that. And when those dudes figure out 12 to 13 wins, you always are going to have them in play. That's the reason why that offensive player of the year shit to me is just like kind of crazy.
It's almost like offensive player of the year is a running back receiver award and the MVP is a quarterback award. Because rarely,
I hate that.
Yeah, rarely do you ever see.
Because if you get rid of that, you would have so many more situations where you see Terrell Davis or Marshawn Lynch or
Tyreek Hill this year.
I was honestly about to say, you could make a case them couple of years where like Zeke and DeMarco Murray, when they led the league in rushing, CMC this year, leading the league in rushing, where there's like, the people were legit mad this year that McCaffrey wasn't like one of the MVP finalists, where it's like he blatantly should have been. Yeah. But it's just like, it just almost has to go to a quarterback, and that changes everything. So because of that, if it has to go to a quarterback, there's only 3 or 4 quarterbacks who even matter enough to. So by default, almost, and I've been saying that for the last couple of years. I hate the fact that they split those things up. It needs to be one. You look at every other major American sport. That's just you don't have that. You know what I'm saying? You have your Silver Slugger, your Hank Aaron Award, all that shit. But it's like MVP is the MVP.
Yeah, and then like in the NBA, you have the scoring leader. You have all NBA honors, then you have the MVP of the league, who is the best out of all of the best.
And that's where the trophy comes in. Yeah.
But when it comes to Pat, I say, essentially he's the MVP of the league every year because he's the best quarterback, period. He's the best player in the league, period. Nobody at their particular position in the NFL is as excellent on a game-to-game, month-to-month, season-to-season basis as he is. And the chasm between him at 1 and then whoever the fuck else you want to put at number 2 is so wide that arguably he's the MVP every year, and he shows it when it's time to come down to the wire when you talk about Super Bowl, because he's now got 3 Super Bowl MVPs on top of his 2 league MVPs. And he's barely 28 years old. His birthday is September 17th. So he just turned 28 years old. He ain't going to be 29 all the way till the next goddamn football season starts. And he's going to be potentially working on his 4th ring and a 3rd league MVP and a 4th Super Bowl MVP. And just to think about that is just insane to me.
Yeah,
he's already got 15 playoff wins for his career.
Yeah, I mean,
more than Peyton Manning.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like the Chiefs are probably going to win another one. I don't know if they win next year just because no one's ever done the 3P. It's just going to be so hard to do it again. I do think that they get another one sometime very soon. If not next year, the year after. Regular season MVP, they're going to have to really, really lock down like a big receiver or whatever, because that's going to hurt him. Like those drops and all that crazy shit. So me personally, I don't know about regular season MVP. Like right now they got him as like the 9th favorite for regular season. It's just, the thing with it also too is you got to factor in these voters in the NFL are very, very strange. A lot of them are very, very old in nature, and they do a lot of crazy shit because they like to protect the Joe Montana, the Johnny United. And now Tom Brady, that they've accepted that shit. Yeah. It's like Patrick Mahomes could win 8 Super Bowls. And you're going to have people like, but he got to get Giselle, though. Then we can talk. Like that. And that's just, yo, you know what I got into the other day? Real quick. This is on that, but off that. Are you familiar with like Baseball Hall of Fame and like the fact that like no one has been voted 100% in?
Yeah.
Except for Mariano Rivera?
Yeah, because it's all the sports writers.
Bro. So when you hear that, what do you instantly think of as far as players?
I mean, it just basically tells you that like a lot of the writers have an axe to grind, and it's like if you snubbed me or didn't do this interview or if you weren't a media darling, you're not getting the bulk of the votes.
So Pete, Randy Johnson wasn't 100%.
The big unit, pause.
How?
He was dominant.
Tony Gwynn wasn't a first ballot 100%.
Most hits. What do you got? The most hits?
He don't got the most hits ever, but he's a hit machine. He's up there. It's like Pete Rose has more than him.
Yeah.
Ken Griffey Jr. wasn't a first ballot 100%.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's insane, right? Derek Jeter. Bro, I got into this story the other day. I don't know why I was watching MLB TV. So when Derek Jeter went through for the Hall of Fame voting, it was 397 votes. He got 396. First time, first ballot Hall of Famer.
So basically 99.7% or some shit like that.
So, and it's anonymous. So the whole baseball community is like,
who was the one?
Derek Jeter has the most hits in playoff history. He has 5 Super Bowls, 7 Golden Gloves. 5 World Series, 7 Golden Gloves. He's number 6 in all-time hits. He's done everything. 20 years with the Yankees. How the fuck is Derek Jeter not a first? Who's the one dickhead that did it?
We got to figure you out.
So boom, fast forward 2 years past. This writer, I can't say. In fact, I want to tell you his name
because we need to give people the credit they deserve for their fucking stupidity and their nonsense. And the baseball process for Hall of Fame more than any is way more convoluted, probably because it's anonymous. The NFL gets ridiculous at times too.
So there's a voter. This is all alleged. His name is Nick Canepa, right?
Nick Canepa. Sounds ethnic.
He's a voter. He goes out and says that if it was a specific player he was talking about, he basically talked about it in one of his like writings or whatever. It was John Lester. He said that when John Lester's name arrives on the ballot, I'll vote for him. He's definitely going in first ballot or whatever. So someone who saw that shit at him on like Twitter or whatever and was just like, how is Derek because he said he should be a unanimous 100%. And it's like, well, how would Jeter be unanimous? How would Jeter not be a unanimous 100%?
But this motherfucker.
But he would. The writer boy said, Well, when Jeter comes up for it, he's gonna be a unanimous 100%. Hey, bro, Jeter went in.
Yeah.
He didn't know that Jeter had came up for Hall of Fame eligibility because he only votes when he sees somebody he personally
So
likes.
it was a no vote.
It was a no vote. That's what kept Jeter from being a unanimous. I'm like, damn. And that's the whole story they got now from like,
Yeah,
but it wasn't like he did it to spite. He just literally like, they was like, he'll take 2-3 years off from voting. And he didn't realize that Jeter had came up. So that's what fucked up Jeter's unanimous. I was like, how did, like, the boy, Delford, how was that even possible?
Yeah, how was that even possible?
How was that even possible?
And something like that, where you trying to enshrine somebody into one of the, 4 major American sports Hall of Fame, your membership and your right to vote on that needs to be resubmitted and re-ratified every year so that we don't have problems like this shit. Because how is it to where it's like he just gets a lifetime fucking vote and he could take years off and he's giving people no votes and stuff? That shit is just crazy.
On January 1st, Nick Canepa wrote an article stating he submitted a blank ballot for the second year in a row because just as in my 2020 Hall of Fame ballot for modern players went empty, 2021's had no names checked either. I consider Cooperstown an incredibly tough make. It should be easier to get into the Vatican than it should be to get into the Baseball Hall of Fame. So when he said that, and he said he would vote for John Lester when he comes up, and somebody said, well, why would he be a unanimous if Jeter wasn't? And he was like, well, when Jeter comes up, he's definitely going to be a unanimous. And they're like, nigga, Jeter came up 2 years ago.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, that 2020.
God damn.
Hey, you don't say.
I was doing a lot of cocaine that year. Shit.
I said, yo, baseball.
So Jeter got in, huh? And this speaks to the larger...
Like what, man?
This speaks to the larger shroud of like secrecy around the business of baseball and how they conduct themselves and how they, and all of this shit is like so secret and clandestine and all of this. And it's like, you want to know what's Illuminati? Baseball is the real fucking Illuminati because we don't know nothing about nothing. And every single time it's like something gets called to the task on these motherfuckers where it's like they complaining about this or that, or we need money and this and this. The government is like, all right, cool. Open up your books. They're like, nah, it's all good. We figured it out. Like they refuse to open their books because they don't want to be on court record of making fucking $87 billion a year or whatever the fuck ridiculous amount of money it is.
This is before that happened. It said Derek Jeter, who is considered arguably one of the greatest baseball players ever and for sure the greatest shortstop ever, went into the Hall of Fame with a 99.7% vote, the highest percentage ever of any position player. Not named Mariano Rivera because, he was the first 100% unanimous or whatever. They said out of the 396 votes, 315 of them went public with their vote. And it's like, why are you hiding the fact that you voted for Derek Jeter to go into the Hall? Like, that don't even make logical sense. I gotta keep it on the down. I'll be in Boston, What the fuck?
Fuck with Big Poppy.
Yeah, fuck with Big Poppy, but I had to put the boy in. It's just so dumb. But Jeter, when he gave his speech, said, thank you to all the baseball writers, all but one of you. And it was like, we didn't know who it was at the time. And then they found out
now we know
that he just didn't vote.
He said, oh, damn, he went in, huh? That's crazy.
So who won the Grammy for all of this? I missed the whole 2020.
Nipsey Hussle won a Grammy for Racks in the Middle. Yeah. Ain't that nothing? Posthumous Grammy.
COVID. So we had to mail this shit. That's what, not my bad, dog.
I ran out of stamps. That shit is crazy.
Oh, straight up, dog. Insane. But let's get back to some shit. We always drop some random knowledge for you. Ain't that sad when you really think about it? Like,
it's heartbreaking.
Because Derek Jeter's supposed to be a unanimous Hall.
Derek Jeter is like America's sweetheart.
No,
like,
straight up. He owns the Marlins. Like, what the fuck? But let's get to the halftime show because it was a whole lot to unpack in that.
For the halftime show, the commercials.
Oh.
They fucking stunk.
I got 3.
The commercials stunk. I do want to congratulate Ice Spice has become like America's fucking darling.
With the worst songs ever.
With the worst songs of all time. She is America's darling. She already, prior to Super Bowl, she had the Dunkin' commercial with fucking Ben Affleck. That was amazing.
Did you see all the memes of Jason Kelce meeting her?
Dog.
And all the little...
He said, am I the fart?
Yo, he said...
Am I the fart?
One joke was like, that's just how I like my coffee. A little ice and a little spice.
So that was great. But yeah, Ice Spice has become America's darling. She was in the booth with Taylor Swift or whatever. They're besties now, or whatever. They had a #1 record together and shit. And so she had a commercial for, I forget what it was, but it sucked. It was pretty bad.
Let's do the commercials. Commercials this year cost $7 million.
7.2 million
for 30 seconds. Yeah. Let's just get that out there. The big winner of the night as far as commercials,
Temu.
I got a post that's going viral about Temu. I said it because this was in the first. When I did that was in the first half. Temu had 2 commercials in the first half.
It came back around.
Had a halftime show and then another 2. I'm like, though they 35 million in on commercials. So what that means is all that fake shit y'all buying is bringing in.
Yeah, they said how much is it for how much is it for the one 7.2? I get 5 or 35, get $1 million off. All right, bet, run it.
So we went and looked it up last night. The parent company that owns Temu, the CEO is worth $135 billion.
Oh yeah, it's some small change.
35.
That's it.
I can write it off. Can't write it. Whatever. Just
run it.
Tell them we selling blenders.
Tell them throwing a couple ads later on.
Yeah. So Temu's the big one. They had more commercials last night than anybody. My 3 favorite commercials: the pickleball babies.
I didn't see that one.
Oh, did you see that? It was a black and a white baby. You know how they do like the CGI shit? It's like they're adults, but they babies. And they were playing pickleball and telling the motherfuckers who they playing against how to invest their bread, but they was like babies and shit. That was cool. The Dumb Kings, Matt Damon, Ben Affleck, and Tom Brady. That joke was fun. With J-Lo, that was funny.
Yeah, I saw that one. That was good.
That was funny as shit. And the best commercial of last night, by far and away, the Neighbors with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yes.
Yeah. He said neighbor. Yeah,
Neighbors. Neighbor.
He said she's having a baby. She went into labor.
Had to bring Danny DeVito in.
You know they did the twins shit. That was hilarious. I thought that. Let me look it up and see what they got.
State Farm got that bread, man.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Neighbor.
I was dying off of that shit. Let me see. All right, best 2024 Super Bowl commercials, all 59. God damn. For a second, if a commercial is $7 million, right, times 59, I'm guessing 148, 147,
413.
I did the whole shit now.
And don't forget the change, because we're gonna add the other 200,000 times
413 million,
424.8 million
on commercials.
Commercials.
$500 million.
Yeah.
Damn, Super Bowl.
Yep. And that don't include sponsorship. That's just commercials.
No.
Because
halftime show was $15 million.
Yeah.
And then that was Apple Music. Mm-hmm. Apple Music halftime show. And then did y'all see the post game? That little booth they had, that little Gatorade booth they had. I'm like, yo, what is this?
They told Apple was 15 million. Tim Cook like, Dre, could you run the 15?
Yeah, just
you in LA. Just
send them an Apple Pay, man.
Sending 15 million on Apple Pay from Apple is funny as shit. Yeah, dog. Yeah, man.
But yeah, then they had the post game the conference with the Gatorade joint. It was so weird. It was like they was in like a pod, and it was like a Gatorade pod.
Yeah,
it was
Gatorade probably paid $8 million.
It was so small, and I'm like, yo, the joint is supposed to be way like more robust than this. They had like a one-man setup. It was weird.
USA Today best 2024 Super Bowl commercials, all 59 ranked. We called it. What's number 1?
Yeah, neighbor.
Like a good neighbor. I was dying.
You know what that reminded me of? The joint where it was like the video where the white dude was like, yeah, I say it from time to time.
Oh,
nigga this. I say it with an aint.
I say it with an aint.
Nigga.
He said, yeah, nigga this, nigga that, nigga that. Can you lend a nigga a pencil?
Can you lend a nigga a pencil?
Number 1 was Like a Good Neighbor. 2 was the Dumb Kings. So
okay.
I was on the money. 3 was Perfect 10 from the Kia, the EV9. 4 was Worth Remembering, the Uber Eats joint with Jennifer Aniston. That was actually pretty good. Born to Play, NFL. Hard Knocks, the Dove joint. When I saw that, I was like, damn, Dove locked up all the soap and now can afford Super Bowl commercials. See what happens? You keep niggas from stealing your soap. That's good money.
Give niggas rules.
7 was Talking Like Walking. That was pretty good. The BMW joint with Christopher Walken, where he was walking around and everybody was talking to him like him.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Oh, you didn't see that? Dan, you ain't see it?
Talking like walking.
Talking like walking.
Christopher Walken.
Yeah. So with the electric vibe. So Christopher Walken is like, he go to have lunch, he go to have dinner, he do all this shit, and everybody's talking to him. You know how Christopher Walken talks. For those that don't know, that's King of New York, Leonardo's dad from Catch Me If You Can. You know he has that. A man once told, like, he has that real disdain, and everywhere he goes, the waiter's like, Christopher, come, have your seat. Like, everybody's talking to him like him. That was so when he sit down at the table, he's like, are you ready to eat? Yeah, I'm ready to eat. And then Usher's like, yeah. Did somebody say yeah? And he's like, no. And he's like, don't you got somewhere to be? Usher's like, yeah. And he jumped up and ran. I was like, let's go. That shit was hilarious. I forgot about Talking Like Walking. But that was number 7. Old School Delivery, Budweiser, you know they always gonna get there. Can't Be Broken by Verizon was number 9. And the Doritos, Dina and Mita was number 10. The Pickleball Babies, you didn't see this shit?
No.
Dog, the Pickleball Baby shit was E-Trade. That was hilarious. Shout out, it's not on here, because I just thought about it. Where is it at? Oh, the T-Mobile home internet feeling was dope. Donald Faison and them singing with Jason Momoa and shit. That was dope. The mullets, the Kawasaki joint with Stone Cold with the mullet was pretty good. They got on his number 25. The Eminem Almost Champions joint. I thought that was real good.
I didn't see that one.
They had Terrell Owens, Dan Marino, all the football players who, like,
almost champions.
Almost won a champion. They're in the Eminem lab and they're like basically training on them to like win championships, even though they're clearly not winning championships. That was pretty good. But yeah, the 3 for me was the Pickleball Baby, the Dun King shit with Matt Damon and them, and that fucking Like a Good Neighbor. And I ain't gonna hold you, to Talking Like Walking deserves some credit. So yeah. Good commercial break. Let's get to the shit, man.
Usher, man. We you know.
Can we give a shout out? Can you yellow button me one time?
Yeah.
We got a yellow button the czar of halftime, Jay-Z,
Yes.
Nation, for what they've done now.
He's the entertainment czar.
They've turned this shit into such a spectacle. I watched this thing the other day where they talked about how they used to do Super Bowl halftime, where the NFL would basically pick 4 acts that they wanted to have, and then they would almost do like an in-house voting on, but they would tell the 4 acts. So are we gonna tell Hammer? We're gonna tell Ace of Base. We're gonna tell the Diggable Planets, and we're gonna tell my fucking Spice Girls that we thinking about having at the Super Bowl John. And then we would go back and tell Spice Girls, yeah, we're gonna have y'all at the Super Bowl John. And then Hammer, the Diggable Planets, and Ace of Base is like, well, what the fuck? And they said them doing that would have people like, I ain't doing the fucking ass.
Right.
They like, I ain't fucking with it. Yeah. And what Jay-Z and them has done is like, they basically do an internal audit of what
they do like a brain trust.
And then they go to that person and basically like present it the way that they present Hall of Fame, like coming to you directly, yo, you know, we really want you to be a part of this. This is what we can do and how we gonna do production. And if they turn it down, then they go somewhere else. And Jay-Z and the Rock Nation team has done a very good job of bringing in, like, they was like when it was in Miami, doing J-Lo, Shakira, and Bad Bunny. They did a great job of blending Beyonce, Bruno Mars with Coldplay. They did the LA tribute with Dr. Dre, Snoop, and it just, they get it because they're music. And they like the NFL's relationship with music and urban artists is just terrible already. But Jay-Z being Jay-Z and just like, yo, it's Hove. So what the fuck, you really gonna tell Hove no? They said to the point where Rihanna turned down the Super Bowl years ago and turned back around and did the shit because it's like, umbrella, the old head, I gotta do the shit. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Jay-Z for getting the Super Bowl halftime show where it's become. So where do you want to start with the Super Bowl halftime show?
Again, we kind of broached the topic earlier of like the opening song and the song selection. When we talked about it on Patreon this weekend, we were basically saying like there was going to at least be a section of EDM that crept through there, and he ended up doing 3 records. He did Oh My God, he did Yeah, and then Lil Jon did Turn Down for What as part of that transition. I did not see them fully performing. I didn't have that on my bingo card. I didn't think Ludacris ass was getting invited out there.
Luda's doing push-ups now, getting ready for Luda came out dressed like he worked at Globodon Gym from fucking Dodgeball. That was the most ridiculous outfit I ever
Apparently, those were custom off-white outfits that they had on for the Super Bowl performance or whatever. And then I said I was hoping that JD got a nod to come out. JD looked like a miniature CeeLo Green yesterday, and I was just so confused on his selection of outfit and how he landed on the Oompa Loompa formal suit with the culottes as pants.
Yeah, seeing when you're 4'8", you can't wear knickerbockers.
You can't do it.
You just cannot put on knickerbockers. So I look at it like this. I'm like, for his guest appearances, I think he did as good as you could do in that spot. You got Little John, who white people love, Ludacris, who they super love. You got Alicia Keys, who they tend to love. Right. And that's as good as it could be. I told you, my homies, I said it the other day on my homie was like, I can't believe, my man said this, I can't believe he didn't bring out Jeezy. And I'm like, what Jeezy?
Yeah, Jay Jenkins? BMF Jeezy.
Do you honestly think that
Duncan Block Jeezy,
a man who won Trapper of the Year
4 times in a row,
when he won it, he won a lifetime supply of baking soda and clientele, a Rolex watch, 2 pots,
and 3 scales.
You think he's performing at the Super Bowl? You are crazy. Yeah. I told you what my homie said the other day, like he could bring out Diddy, and I'm just like, whoa. Are you crazy? Like, what, man? People wanted, and that's the problem with like the disconnect of the two worlds.
Yeah.
That was as black as you could. You can't. How could it be more blacker? It was roller skating.
Man, it was roller skating. There was a stripper pole out there. He got shirtless.
He brought her out to play the guitar. Like, it can't get more Usher than that. I'm sorry. But y'all wanted him to bring out the Yin Yang Twins and Crime Mob, and it's like, that's not happening.
He need to perform some songs from the A EP that he did with Zaytoven. Like, wait, what? None of those songs are coming out. You know what I'm saying?
Could you imagine Knuck If You Buck? I would pay good money to see that. That would be nuts.
You be saying Trillville had Rock Your Hips. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, straight up.
They must have thought he was gonna bring out the young boys to do swag surfing. FLY.
Yeah. Nah. But I'm gonna get into the songs. I thought the performance, if I have to give it a number, I'm gonna go 9.8 out of 10. I thought the performance aspect was excellent. Yeah. Usher is a performer. Yeah. He's been bred. He's been doing this for 30 years.
I like that he used so much of the field.
He used, he was all over the place. Yeah. All over the place. They brought Alicia in with that piano, with that big ass dress. That was excellent.
Because you don't really see that. It's more like center stage. Mm-hmm. This is where I'm at. I'm on my mark. I'm here. I'm in a couple of spots. And Usher, too, he started in the end zone, ended up motherfucker on 50-yard line. I think he ended up on the other 20-yard line. That nigga was all over the place.
He went from that big padded blazer to that fucking, I said, he looks like Amelia from Amen. He looks like an old church lady with them fucking sequins and shit on. He had the glove. I guess that was like an ode to Michael Jackson. Yeah. He was all over the place. He did his whole confession shit. The performance was excellent. Yeah. I thought that you can't get no better than that as far as a performance. I'm going there though, and y'all gonna be mad a little bit. And I'm an advocate. Remember years ago we did the Usher versus Chris Brown thing in Versus, and I love Usher records because we grew up on them.
You convinced me. You made a strong argument.
Rob was like, "Yo, you don't have to call. You don't fuck with. You don't have to call." I'm like, I did, but now at this point, you do have to call. Like, because my life has changed. It's just like, some of these records just haven't aged that well to me, to my ears. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, I still enjoy Nice and Slow. I still enjoy You Make Me Wanna. Yeah. But there's some records, You Remind Me, oh my God. Like, I love 8701. Yeah. But a lot of stuff after that, it's just like, I think it became so big and it went so far that it became a little bit like cringeworthy. Yeah,
there's a way of songs, once they break certain barriers, and it's usually like the 5 million copies sold
I was gonna just say like Middle America.
Yeah,
like once they get a hold of it.
Yeah, once something becomes pop, meaning like it hits that Z100 wired 96.5 radio format, something, I can't even hear the shit.
I got 5 songs, and I told y'all 4. I got 5 songs that I wrote down because Rob was like, I don't get what you're saying. I'm like, think about these 5 songs that I'm about to tell you, and then think about what I'm saying. I got Yeah from Usher, In the Club from 50 Cent, Get Low from Lil Jon and the Yin Yang Twins. I got Country Grammar by Nelly and Annie Up by M.O.P. All 5 of those are in that same vein where it's like good lyrics, great beats, we love them, but now they're like dance anthems and they're on now. That's like they completely
like white people do Pilates to them songs.
Annie Up is a robbery anthem.
Yeah.
White people will straight do spin class to that song. Like Annie Up is going.
Yeah, that is not our record.
No, that joint is big going, dog. In the Club, you know, Disco Inferno is very close to that too.
Oh man,
that's one of them ones.
The lyrics on Disco Inferno is so bad. it is so bad. Like it's like nothing. It's like yo, it's like where is this song? They talk about content. It's just air. It's just words that rhyme.
Yeah.
Turn on me. Oh no, you know I'm loco.
Hands up in this bitch. Like it's
okay, let's go. Like this is nothing. You know what's a song that's like that now that it just came out and it's already there? That damn Jack Harlow song, Lovin' On Me. That song is the worst lyrically driven. It's it's catchy as hell and it has soul.
I ain't gonna hold you. Lee was playing it when she was cleaning one day. I heard it. She kept playing it, and I caught myself stepping out of the shower. I was like, I don't like no witches and J's. Like damn,
but that's a straight that's a straight rip of the original song. That's not even like a sing over or interpolation. That's a straight rip. And then he came with the corniest lyrics of all time. Yeah. That nigga said, Young MISSIONARY. He called himself Young Missionary. Yeah. What the fuck does that mean?
Young Missionary, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I be kissing them hoes when I'm having sex with them. Like, Young Missionary. Awful song. Horrible song.
But Yeah is just in one of those bags where it's just like.
Yeah is number 1.
I'm talking about the second it come on now. I used to fight that shit. Like, nah, yeah, it's dope. And it come on now, dun 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 dun. I be like, oh no.
Them synths getting your spirit.
And Luda, and I think Luda's a great rapper, but seeing how bad he had to dumb it down to be on that.
Give me the rhythm of the glows.
Bend over to the front.
Touch your toe.
Yeah, it's
such a bad song.
Yeah, it's just not good. And it was great for its time.
Yeah.
I look at like the Berlin Wall. It's tear it down. You know what I'm saying? Like
you gotta just retire it.
It's just rip it down, and we done with it. Like I said it yesterday. Yeah, and my boo. I personally don't need to hear them again in my life.
Yeah,
I hate to be that guy. I do. And my one girl hit me was like, "You really don't fuck with my boo?" I'm like, I loved it when it first came out.
Yeah,
it's. You know, it's another song that's kind of in that boat. Empire State of Mind.
Oh God!
Where it's like when it come on now, it's almost like it's
cringeworthy. I'm like, yo, this is a show tune, and there's people that think that's Jay-Z's best song.
Yo, like, ain't that crazy?
They really believe this. Like, no, it's either that or Hard Knock Life, and it's like, no, neither one. This is far from it because that's the radio audience. That's getting that broad marketing from Def Jam. That's pushing this fucking record. It's over.
No, there are certain records like that. My boo, it's just like you like that, and there's always that one person that you like that, but then once the beat starts, it's just like, yeah, switch, right, switch. Alicia Keys, shout out to her. She was as thick as could possibly be yesterday.
Ryan had a great tweet yesterday. She said Alicia Keys is half black and all half of it is her lower half.
Yeah, Alicia Keys is breaking knife thick. You ever seen Deion Cole stand up? We talked about the breaking. You ever seen that shit?
Yeah.
He was like, thick girls, man, give me them thick girls. It's like trying to scoop out cold peanut butter with a. He's like trying to scoop out cold peanut butter. Then you got them really thick girls where it's like trying to scoop out frozen peanut butter. He's like, but then them real thick girls, you will break your fucking spoon.
There's a Reddit page called "Break Your Dick Fit." Alicia almost there. She right there.
Yo, man, real shit. Alicia was thick as hell. I'm not Alicia. Just she did. We talk patreon.com/official TRPE.
She's such a New York nigga.
Yeah, she's
such a nigga from one of them
like
boroughs.
if you take her out of the sexy shit and put her in Terror Squad, it just
it fits. It's a seamless transition. Yes. Give her a switchblade.
Yeah,
it all adds up.
It makes sense. Did you see so many people? And shout out to Usher for being the performer he is. Usher is becoming the last year with his whole residency, Mr. Steal Your Girl, because he's in the crowd just grinding on bitches to death. And, for what it's worth, performing at the Super Bowl, it's like, I can't really go in the crowd and sexually molest nobody. This is the Super Bowl.
Can't really put his dick on nobody's head.
Yeah, and I can't get that close to these people. For him to grip up on Alicia Keys, and that it was just like, I see what you did there.
Yeah.
And even Swiss had to make a post about, see, y'all worried about the wrong thing. You know what I'm saying? We out here getting this money because we kings and queens. The funniest post, I saw it on Facebook. People be having text messages.
Yeah.
It said like a text to Usher, and it was like, it was Swiss texting Usher, and it said, "This what we doing, bro? Zoom, zoom, zoom."
Zoom, zoom, zoom. Zoom, 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 zoom. I'll tell y'all my reaction when I saw it. When I saw him do that shit and pull that woman, that married woman tight like that, especially considering he just got married this goddamn weekend.
He got married like Saturday afternoon.
Back on these asses on Sunday.
Yeah.
But when I saw that shit happen, I said, yo, this is the reason why Brisk Breezy, the big blood, put hands on you. Because you don't know no other way. You just Mr. Touchy-feely, like, you getting in the middle of my thing here. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You messing my thing up. You killing the vibe. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
You doing too much.
Like I said, the performance was great. The songs, I love some of them. I can't stand.
I was surprised he performed Superstar.
I wasn't. Superstar was a hit.
It's a major hit, but I was surprised for the tempo, the BPM. I didn't think he was going to slow it down.
Like Caught Up, I still love.
Yeah, Caught Up is fire.
I love Caught Up. That's a groove right there. What was the one he had with Beyonce around that time?
Beyonce was wasn't she on Lovers and Friends? No. What was that? It was a remix. It's a Love in His Club remix. He was on with Beyonce.
Is that, maybe I'm thinking about somebody else. He had another record at that time. He had Superstar. Who was the feature on Superstar? Was it Jada? Was Jada on the remix?
He was on Throwback.
Throwback. That's the record I'm thinking about. Right. Throwback. Like, Usher got records. Don't get it fucked.
Did you hear Jada tell the story about how he was supposed to be on the original version of Throwback?
Yeah, I seen
and
that
didn't
shit.
send his verse in?
Yeah.
You talk about missing a bag.
Yeah, missing a huge bag and shit. Let me ask you this. Who's an artist you want to see perform Super Bowl Sunday?
Future. Future has enough hits that are classy, that are iconic, that are anthems. Future will bring the motherfucking house down. Future and Chris Brown are the two that I want to see.
Chris Brown is my...
Yeah, Future and Chris Brown
here's the reality. Chris Brown for me, Future for you. And the sad reality is, Blue Button.
Neither one of them.
It will never happen. And for two completely different reasons, I'll tell you why.
Yeah.
If Chris Brown gets announced as the Super Bowl halftime performer, the women's activists, they would be campaigning so hard to the point where you wouldn't even be able to drive into the parking lot. Yes. Now, for a totally different reason, if Future says, I'm performing for the Super Bowl, it's going to be so many hoes in that building that it might collapse on itself. And fire marshals are like,
For the first time in history, we have a 70,000 all-women participation at the Super Bowl. It wouldn't be no sponsored tickets available. None of that shit.
Dog. The Super Bowl bring out all the best prosties already.
Yes.
Future, get up there. You talk about, he might bring out like Drake and Dirk. Holy shit!
Oh my God!
Dog.
Drake, Dirk, Nardo,
baby. Man, listen. I'm fucking building a collapse on itself. For real shit.
They ain't ready for no Pluto halftime show, dog.
Nah.
Shit sponsored by motherfucking Percocet and Lean.
Dog.
Percocet and Activists.
NBA YoungBoy hologram. that should be a mess.
live from Murder Mountain.
Yeah, Future announced as a halftime performer, that would literally make the building. It would upend on itself. So I think, honestly,
bitches would ride scooters to wherever the city is, like Harry and Lloyd on Dumb and Dumber.
Motherfucking
I got to get there.
Mutts and Puffs. Flying.
Listen,
dog,
I just got to get there. Once I get out there, I know the players is in the building.
I'll figure it out.
I'll make a way.
Get the fuck out there, man. I personally think that I got two that I think we're definitely gonna get sooner than later.
Okay.
All right. Of course, Kanye, but you know
he's done.
Big toast. You know what I'm saying? Big toast. I think the Jay-Z Super Bowl halftime is
it's time.
It almost has to.
It's time.
And you know, it's become a thing that Jay like hits people to tell them, and I'm like, that's gonna be a funny conversation. Right. Yo, boy,
you up?
I think the Jay-Z Super Bowl halftime show is coming, and I honestly think that because have you seen the projection for Super Bowl being in New Orleans?
Yeah, I think they announced it today. They saying it's happening.
Young Money. Lil Wayne, Nicki Minaj.
Listen,
I think those two are omnipresent at this point. The Young Money John,
because Louisiana Fest already blows New Orleans out the water every August.
I'm not trying to be funny. Think about you got the ability to bring up Travis Scott. You got the ability to go into some pop shit and bring up Biebs and like it's just too much shit can happen.
Yeah.
So I personally think the Jay-Z performance is coming and the Young Money reunion performance is
that'd be crazy.
Yeah. Especially once I saw New Orleans as like Super Bowl finalists, I'm like, I'm telling you, I'm calling it here.
Yeah.
I think
let's start that campaign now.
I think that's happening. I think the Young Money Super Bowl performance, and that would be dope as shit to see. And you know, eventually, I feel you white folks. You know what I'm saying? Because you know they want a Taylor Swift Super Bowl.
Clamoring for it.
They're dying for it. Shout out to the NFL yesterday. They didn't get on my whole motherfucking nerves with the Taylor exposure throughout the game. It did get a little redundant where it was like down the stretch because Patrick Mahomes was making the best plays on earth. Yeah. And they weren't showing his wife or his family. They would just show you Taylor Swift.
Like, fuck his family.
Fuck that.
Greatest quarterback alive. Man, get some more shots at Taylor, goddamn.
Swift was loving it. You know what I'm saying? Let's see that. What do you rank the halftime performance?
I think it was like I give it like a 9.3, like a 9.3. I was pleased that he balanced out the song selection. I was happy to see, even though I hate Yeah and Turn Down for What at this point, but I like Lil Jon just as a figure.
Love Lil Jon. I like Turn Down for What because it's a gym song.
Yeah.
I like it way more than Yeah.
So I love Lil Jon, so I was glad to see Lil Jon. I was glad to see JD, even though he had that ridiculous outfit on. And anytime I could see her, it's a celebration.
Somebody said JD had on quinceañera socks.
He replied today. He said, "Yeah, while y'all was clowning me, you know what I'm saying? I was too busy rocking a Super Bowl." And then he tagged Pharrell. Said, "Pharrell, what they talking about? Apparently the socks was Louis Vuitton." I'm like, they're still ridiculous. Yeah. They're still elf socks. Like
you too old for that.
Like you're 50.
Yeah, that whole but it's designer.
No, but it's LV though.
Yeah, nah.
It's like well you still a LV dickhead.
Yeah, you had on christening something.
Yeah, exactly.
Jones was weird, man. That was a weird little outfit.
Yeah, I give it like a 9.3, 9.4. You know, I'm happy for Usher. We talked about it on Patreon this weekend. I'm happy for Usher just period getting all of his flowers and his recognition.
Usher,
he's been part of 3 decades of like sustained excellence, and he's phenomenal. So he deserves everything that's coming his way. The big winner for Super Bowl Sunday, not Usher.
Bigger than Temu?
Bigger than Temu, bigger than Temu, bigger than Patrick Mahomes, bigger than Usher.
Bigger than the sports books.
Bigger than the sports books. Kanye West, man.
Hey, man.
Yeezy was supposed to cut a commercial for Yeezy brand. Y'all know he's independent now. So he basically did a podcast with the founder of Aloe brand where he basically was like, yo, the future is I want everything to be $20. I want to be in a position to produce all different product, clothes, water bottles, shoes, whatever, everything $20. And he tested it out. He did a test pilot at the Super Bowl. So he ran an ad, which was just him talking into his phone with some grainy footage and said, hey, we were supposed to shoot a commercial, but, we spent all of the money. You know what I'm saying? So this is it. This is what we got. So I need y'all to go to Yeezy.com, YZY.com right now and pick y'all up some stuff. Everything is $20. And sure enough, they did 19.3 million in sales by the end of day.
And he's not lying. I went to the website. Everything was $20. I do have one gripe to pick. When I got there and it was like size and it was like 1, 2, 3, I'm like, shit, I don't know. I guess I'm a 3. Oh, fucking that. You got any of them 4s? What the fuck? Can I get a 5.5? I don't know what the fuck is on. So I was like,
so yes, so it says the 212 end of day report, Yeezy Pod, 266,000 units, one box tee, 79,000 units, Vulture pants black, 57,000 units, Vulture long t-shirt black, 53,000 units, conversions 6.56%, orders 294,357, total sales 19.3 million. And oh, by the way, Vultures finished the day at number 1 in 100 countries,
bro,
as an independent album.
Yeah. Literally, he sold over 55,000 units of every item.
Yes,
on that website.
Crazy.
T-Move like, bro, hold on.
Hold on, man.
Dog, run another commercial. Seriously. He sold, it was all shirts, pants. He had the vinyl album on there and shit, which was genius. So 50.
Yep.
Number 1. That was genius. Genius. He sold 55,000 plus units of every fucking thing on that website just from the commercial. Yeah. Talk about a flip. $7 million for the commercial. It's just me talking, so that's only $30. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Get Big Dan to do this. Get Mahomes in. We straight. That's only so we spend $7,030,000.
Yeah,
right?
right.
$7,030,000, and you bring back 19 and some change.
The first day.
Good ass day, dog.
So
Good ass day. You right, damn, yeah. On an independent one man level, yeah.
One man by myself in the Uber.
Yeah, in the Uber.
In the Hyundai Elantra back seat, shooting the motherfucking commercial.
That's funny as shit.
Yeezy back. I told y'all. I called it 7 months ago.
He dropped the album. I got into the album the other day, and the first thing I said was like, yo, as much as we are fans of Drake, Jay-Z, Lil Wayne, all these different people, Kanye West is able to do what Dr. Dre did in such a significantly less amount of time. Yes. Like when you heard Dre do Straight Outta Compton, the sounds, the way it pinged off, it was amazing. Yeah. But it took him 4 or 5 years to come back with that new death row funk sound that ushered in with the Chronic, Doggy Style, Dog Pound, all these different things. He essentially left for 2-3 years and he came back with The Firm and those new sounds he did with the Aftermath album. He left for another 3-4 years and he came back with Marshall. And that whole run with the shady music, goes away for another 2 to 3 years, comes back with his album and all of that, goes away for 3 years and comes back with the 50 Cent G-Unit Boom. He goes away for 5... No, because Game was in that, the initial Game album. Yeah. Then he goes away for 5 years. He comes back with Kendrick and the new Compton album. Like, Dre's going to do it. He's going to change the sound, but it's going to be a couple years.
It takes some time.
Kanye do this shit in a month and a half.
Yeah, he calls some niggas up, send a couple texts out.
I got a plot in the desert. Y'all come out here. And just...
His ability to not only inspire, but mobilize people to come to him at his will. Going back to the fucking Graduation album, when everybody famously went to Hawaii.
That's when the Hawaii
went and descended upon Hawaii to create, that masterpiece of an album. In Graduation, it ended up being Graduation and My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. Both of those albums came out of those sessions or whatever. And then you see him still doing this now, where it's like he's displaced Where does he live? I don't know. He's divorced.
Where's your home? My bag.
My bag is right.
Right.
I got the little center pouch. I got this. You know what I'm saying? I live in here. He loses a wife, pick up a new wife. He got holes in between. He's living on the road. He's doing all of this stuff. And then in the last 2 years, he's whipped up at least 2, because nobody's heard Donda 2, because that shit is like on a stem player. But he's whipped up 2 of the best albums that we've heard in the last decade with no place to live.
Yeah.
This motherfucker's level of creativity and genius in everything that he does, especially music. Yeah. And it's moments like this where it's like, yo, phenomenal businessman, phenomenal marketer, phenomenal product designer, all of that stuff. But him as a music mind trumps all of that shit.
So I'm listening to it and I'm like, yeah, I have to go to the concert. Like, I have to hear this. Like
it's to the point where now it's Dr. Dre and Kanye. And if y'all say Kanye number 1, I'm not even mad at it no more. Dre still is number 1 to me.
Dre, because how do you argue with a nigga who did
five different decades?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But like, when you really think about like Jay-Z's sound becoming what it became, that was Kanye.
Yes.
Like, we could argue that all day. Like, literally, I had the argument the other day, and I was going to throw that question out to you. We might have to save it a little bit, might table it. But Kanye ushered in that soul sample shit to the point where everybody in music was affected.
Yes.
Scarface dropped The Fix with a lead single of Guess Who's Bizak and My Block. Both of those are so, like, that became the industry standard.
Produced by Kanye West with Kanye on the hook.
That became the industry standard for everyone. And when you do that, then you bring in the melodramatic shit that you was doing with like Graduation leading into 808s and Heartbreaks, which led into My Dark Twisted Fantasy, to where you see all of that shit change. You see the aesthetic of music videos. You're like, Kanye is just like, if he wasn't the asshole that he is,
if he played the game
the way he did early, it just
when he played
on his second Super Bowl performance.
When he played the game, he was selling he sold 860 on late registration. He sold 930 on fucking Graduation. Like, if he played the game, he would be so far ahead of everybody else. It would be ridiculous.
He was crazy as shit and did all the shit he did and still got to 6 billion. So it's like, what the fuck? Like, you imagine this nigga like shook hands and really kissed babies and played together
and took his medicine?
Oh, can't be worth like $35 billion. He literally has a shoe brand that you can rival with Jordan brand. Yeah, that's not normal.
I ain't meaning a stunt, man, but the Yeezy jumped over the jump, man, and he wasn't lying.
Lie to me. How many stores, if you go on Nike.com right now and look at how many Jordans are for sale on Nike.com? Walk into a Foot Locker, walk into a House of Hoops, walk into a Foot Action. Oh, we got Jordan 3s, we got Jordan 8s, we got
everything in stock.
They're just sitting there. When the fuck you seen a Yeezy on a shelf that ain't in a consignment shop? Yeah. I'm not joking. He really, really did some shit that shook up modern. Dog, when you go into a consignment shop, it's in plastic. You're like, seriously, think about that. When you look at Adidas with their Ivy Park and the Pharrell, the NM, all of this like athleisure shit that has taken over Earth.
I hate to be the bearer of bad news. It all fell. It all fell. Pusha T was the only one who had some success at Adidas because it was all limited run. So they didn't have to overextend themselves with wide releases.
No, I was saying, I wasn't talking about it. I was more so saying the fact that became what companies was chasing.
Oh, yeah. The celebrity
like, you remember back in the day, the way to sell shit was a basketball player. Mm-hmm. Like, yeah, we got Jadakiss rapping for AI, whereas nowadays it would be Jadakiss just has a shoe.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, that's just what, like, that became the thing. Like, you have to have a basketball player to sell a sneaker. And Kanye fucked that shit up so much that it's just like, oh man, Travis Scott is selling APs. That's a direct result of Kanye, dog.
Travis Scott just had a commercial during the, I think it was the AFC Championship for the fucking, the new sneaker. He has a whole integration with Jordan Brand and Nike now.
And look at Jordan Brand, where it's like back in the day, man, we're going to get Reggie Miller. We're going to get Ray Allen. We're going to get Gary Payton.
Get Carmelo.
Jason Kidd, Carmelo, Dwayne Wade. Now look at the Jordan Brand. We're going to get Drake. We're going to get Travis Scott. That's what you got to do. And you know what that's all because of? the coolest nigga to ever exist might be this nigga. And now you have to go get a fucking entertainer or a cool ass rapper to be able to market some shit.
Or you're failing.
And Kanye showed everybody that's what it is.
Yeah.
Shout out to Kanye.
I do want to get into the album just a little bit and then we can wrap this thing up. But I was blown away by the credits on the album. I was on Genius. I went down the whole rabbit hole and looked at the credits of the album. Apple Music apparently yanked the original version down. Ye came back, immediately put up another version, then that went number one after the original version went number one. It's a completely independent release, and there's no less than 6 songs on here that are better than or as good as the best 6 songs I've heard the last 2 years. Carnival, Do It with YG and Nipsey Hussle and then Dollar Sign is on that one too.
Keys to My Life is my shit.
Back to Me featuring a Verse of the Year candidate from Freddie Gibbs. Beg Forgiveness with Chris Brown. Dirk's verse is added back to the album version of Vultures, which is amazing. The outro, Kanye, King, which is the outro. He barred that John the fuck up. I'm like, yo, he checked every box on this album.
King, Beg Forgiveness, Keys to My Life. I like. Fuck something for some odd ass reason. I just like
fire.
And honestly, my favorite joint on this joint might be, and I'm not a Freddie Gibbs fan, but that shit, I was like, I played it like 6 times. I was like, yo, he smoked this.
Freddie Gibbs smoked that joint.
Yeah,
real quick, some of the collaborators and writers on this album, it's everybody. It's Weezy Outta Here, Saha, Really Doe from the fucking College Dropout days.
That was when what do you say? With Really Though, yeah, whatever the fuck the song was, I can't think of it.
Quentin Miller, yes, that Quentin Miller wrote 4 songs on here.
In the studio with Really Though, yeah, he next up. I couldn't think of the line.
Guy named Shadow, JPEG Mafia, who I told y'all about on the TRPE Awards as having one of the albums of the year. Him and Danny Brown. He is writing and producing on the bulk of the album. Digital Nas, Quavo was writing and he's a feature on the album. Denzel Curry from Miami. No ID is back. 88 Keys is back. Mike Dean is back. Krishan from Hitmakers Camp is on a bunch of songs. Leon Thomas III from Nickelodeon, who wrote.
Wait, what Krishan?
It's a songwriter producer that works with Hitmaker.
So not Krishan.
No, not Krishan.
I was about to say,
you done found Alan Anthony. No,
they done found
but Leon Thomas III, formerly of Nickelodeon, he had 2 shows on Nickelodeon. He wrote Snooze for SZA. He wrote the hook for In the Bible, Love All and Pipe Down for Drake. And he wrote the bulk of Givion's album, Give or Take, from 2022. He's on the album. Mustard, legendary Trackster, Fresh, a.k.a. Short Dog, that used to be signed to Young Money, is writing on one of the songs. James Blake, Malik Youssef from College Dropout and Late Registration Days. AOAA, who's Fabio Foreign's producer. Like, just so much talent.
Kanye is he's going to bring together the wildest assortment of people.
And make it work.
Kanye is like a buffet you don't...
Yeah.
He's like...
You with me.
Kanye creating a song is like a buffet where the food is actually all at.
Yeah.
Like John, you don't mind going to and shit. You didn't even think about it real quick. You mentioned, are you amped up for that Nickelodeon documentary?
Yes.
That shit looks good.
Yes.
That shit looks real crazy. I can't wait to watch that. Yeah, man. The Kanye album is
if y'all haven't listened to it, you're doing yourself a disservice because it's better than everything else that's out.
And Ty Dolla is Ty Dolla.
Ty Dolla is snapping on this album. He's rapping, he's singing. His writing style is very apparent from song to song.
I got on the Ty Dolla a little late. I got on the Ty Dolla with the Free TC album, and that wound up becoming like one of my favorite albums ever. And that, remember, he had the song with his brother singing over the phone, Miracle and shit. And the joint he did with Kanye on that album is still to this day one of my favorite. It's called Guard Down. With Puff. And that song, I remember I was going through some shit one time and it came on randomly. I cried. Like that song.
It's one of them songs.
It just like, it made me such a Ty Dolla fan. And it's just him and Kanye together for whatever it is. Just works.
Them niggas are magic.
And when you what was the joint they did on Pablo? Real Friends?
Yeah.
Dog. Like him and Ty Dolla together are just
And
It's
this
like spaghetti and meatballs.
And this is one of the moments where, like Drake with a 21 Savage, recognizing where their styles blend together and pulling him up. Ye is doing the same thing for Dollar because Dollar plays 27 instruments. This nigga writes, produces, does vocal production, arrangement. Anything that you can do, he engineers. Anything technical you can do in music, he can do it. And for whatever reason, he hasn't really broken that glass ceiling of being like a singular platinum artist. Whereas like Kanye is a 7, 8, 10 million nigga. So it's like, nah, let me show you, let me expose the rest of the world to what I know from you being this phenomenal, musician, composer, creator, writer, singer, rapper, producer extraordinaire.
It's like Phil Ivey with the Asian lady that he took all the money from the 2 casinos with. Like she had all the skill to beat him, but she needed a whale. Yeah. And she had to come in with a Phil Ivey where it's like he can come in and demand such respect that y'all ain't even gonna pay attention to the fact that I'm doing X, Y, and Z, and this, it works. You know what I mean? It works like that. So yeah, shout out to them for that. The album is really, really good off the first.
It's a good listen. It's a good house listen. It's a good car listen. Like it's just a really, really strong album, man.
I'm into it. I want to again patreon.com/official TRP because we got to get into that.
Yeah,
we're gonna do that on Patreon. The Monique interview.
It's a lot of nasty conversation happening around this Monique shit
from both sides.
Yeah, people are being very dishonest.
Yeah, with her, and I feel like I said it before. You starting to see the tide starting to turn with Shannon, and it's just like this is the problem. And so many people already. Jay Petty just said this while we was recording. Shout out Jay Petty about the Patreon episode we just did, where we talked about the nuances of modern day urban media, and it's like. That's the reason why going down that tunnel is a slippery fucking slope. Because once you open the door for certain levels of foolishness, that's all the fuck you gonna have.
And people just waiting to turn on you.
That's it. Where in these other markets, in these other arenas, it don't work like that. They've been championing Chris Berman for
62 years.
Lie to me. What's his name? Who do the shit in college? Corso. They love him.
Kirk Herbstreit, another one.
In the course of the old man.
Yeah, the old man, yeah.
Like, you don't have to leave when you do this other shit.
Yeah.
Ed Bradley didn't have to leave. He just died. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he didn't have to leave. Like, but in our spaces, it's like the same shit they did on the Breakfast Club. Is the Drake era over? Why it need to be over?
Right.
If the Rolling Stone era ain't over. Think about this. Let's just be real. The biggest new arena on the planet is what? The Sphere in Vegas.
Yeah.
Who's headlining the Sphere right now?
U2.
So if the U2 era...
U2 performed at the Grammys, then came back and performed for the Super Bowl at the Sphere.
You remember that morning when we woke up and all was U2 fans?
Yeah.
Niggas went crazy. I'll get this shit off the phone. Like, seriously.
I think I just got that shit off my phone last week.
Think about that. If the U2 era ain't over, why is we questioning if the Lil Baby era over?
Yeah.
That only happens with us.
Yep.
Who? Think about this. Think about how crazy this is. What's the most certified song now in history? 19 times motherfucking platinum in America. Don't even look up. It's Lil Nas X, Old Town Road.
Yeah.
19 weeks at number 1. You know why? They wasn't even registering the shit as a country song. You know what it took? Billy Ray fucking Cyrus. The Billy Ray Cyrus era ain't over.
Far from over.
You know why? Because his daughter just won Song of the Year.
Mm-hmm.
The Cyrus era ain't over. Not Old Dirty Bastard Cyrus.
Yeah, not Osiris.
Not Osiris. How the fuck, if the Billy Ray Cyrus era ain't over, do we gotta question if the Lil Baby era over every other fucking day? Yeah. That only happens amongst us. So it's a dirty game when you start playing it for those looks and for that engagement, because it's only going to go down fucking hill.
I want to give Gilly and Wallow some props because they were, I'm not sure if it was them in the studio with Timbaland or something, but they was basically talking about
the boy from Detroit.
They was talking about but before that, before they even got to the V's part, which V's is my man, but they was talking about they saw a list of rappers. It was like the top 10 rappers that fell off. And they like, we be at these concerts and we be seeing motherfuckers down there about to fall off the rafters singing these songs. And y'all got Lil Baby number 1 on the fall off list. But we was at the show and it's 22,000 people in this motherfucker. So it's like, what's y'all definition of fell off? Is it like they not making the music that you want to hear or whatever. It's like, if a motherfucker create a catalog of music that sustains them to be able to go and perform 40 shows in basketball arenas, you can't tell me that they fell off. I don't buy that shit.
Billy Joel is one of the most successful recording artists ever. Billy Joel won Grammy for Album of the Year.
Yep.
Billy Joel is on We Are the World. And for whatever reason, in 1989, Billy Joel said, I'm not making music.
Chuck the deuce
He
up.
chucked the deuces up. Billy Joel just released a new song. He performed it at the Grammys. It's phenomenal. He says, I'm late, but basically it sounds like a love ballad, but he's talking about music because he stepped away.
Yeah.
I'm late, but I'm here right now. I'm trying to find the magic that we lost. I was blind, but I can see right now as we lay in the darkness. I'm questioning, did I wait too long to turn the lights back on? Billy Joel got a top 10 record out. How the fuck do Billy Joel take 30 years off?
35.
And somehow the Billy Joel era ain't the fuck over. Performed at the Grammys last week and got a top 10 record.
Yep.
And it's good. It's a phenomenal, because my dad, he the piano man, we listen to a lot of Billy Joel.
Yeah.
I like Billy Joel. How the fuck ain't the Billy Joel? You've never heard, when the last time you heard Kurt Loder or any of them sit down like, yeah, Billy Joel fucking ruined this career? Like, it don't happen. It don't happen. Motley Crue era not over.
Yeah, I haven't seen a group of like Spanish content creators sitting around talking about, so is the J Balvin era over? Like, it's just us. We the only ones that do this dumb shit.
J-Lo don't even make music. When the last time you seen J-Lo with Murder Inc? J-Lo performed at the Super Bowl a couple years
All
ago.
catalog.
It only happens with urban anything, where you got a bunch of urbans waiting to be like, look, shit over there. I told y'all, nigga, look at these niggas. Nah, it's still, it's only us. And that's kind of what we alluded to on Patreon when it comes to media, where you look at these other media outlets and these other genres of media, whether it be true crime, whether it be history, whether it be sports, and they just have open playing field to basically do what Usher did at the Super Bowl. Just dance all over the field. Where with us, it's like, why are you trying to get a first down? Well, you better keep your ass in the hash marks. It's just crazy.
It's not fighting for them extra yards.
It's crazy, man. So yeah, patreon.com/official TRP. We're gonna really break down this Monique Shannon Sharp interview because people are losing it from all sides.
And Mike Epps told him, he said, I don't really do too much fighting, but I do the other thing.
That last one.
I do the other thing.
Last one. Shout out to our bro, Kevin Hart Jr. Kev just texted me too. He's good, had his situation done today. Kev has a great line. He said on TRPE, the rules for black men.
Black male rules of engagement.
They are not the same for anybody else on earth. Here you have a former football player who's doing media and a comedian who's legendary and been in all kinds of movies and showcases.
Yep, got a new Netflix special about to drop soon.
At the point where one of them is on record now saying, I'll knock you the fuck out. And the other one is saying, I don't do no fighting. I let the thing go.
Yeah, I do the other thing.
So I say to you, imagine if Peyton Manning, right? Because he's a former football player who does media, right? And Jerry Seinfeld, a comedian who's done legendary shit. Imagine Peyton Manning and Jerry Seinfeld on record saying, y'all better not catch your bitch ass coming out the motherfucking bagel shop over there on 43rd.
Picking up that motherfucking, that smoke locks.
And then Jerry Seinfeld making a video talking about something, you must not know how I get down from back. Like, we're the only ones. I really watched that the other day. Shannon Sharp and Mike Epps talking about, I'll fuck you up and I'll let the thing flame.
Yeah, Mike Epps said, he said, you gonna be at All-Star? I'm gonna be at All-Star. You know what I'm saying? And it's a home game for Mike Epps. I like Mike Epps' chances. Like, Shannon might get smoked for some dumb shit. One of them Gary niggas smoke Uncle Shay shit.
Mike just rebuilt my grandmama's house. I'm like, dog. It don't matter what level you make it to. And Shannon Sharp just had the biggest moment of his media life. He might have had the biggest moment of singular media-ness.
Yeah. And one of the biggest months in YouTube history for a content creator.
And at the end of the month, you got a nigga telling you smoke you on camera.
In Indiana.
That's what it's like to be a black man.
Don't kill me in Indiana. No. That's a horrible death.
Like that's the rules of engagement right there. And Jay Petty just said it real quick before we get out of here. 2 Jones too, bro. I got a text from Rod and from Jay Petty. I agree with you, man. Avoid it by any means. Avoid the engagement candy, dog. It's not real. You'll end up with cavities. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That's real. That shit is real. Last one real quick, and I'm glad that Ross texted this because it goes in line with what's going on and where I meant to bring this up a little earlier. Last thing with the Usher shit. This girl said, I bought Usher tickets because, you know, Usher now is going on tour around the country because, you know, he's Usher, baby. He done, you know, toured up, did his residency. She said, I bought Usher tickets, but have y'all noticed concerts and experiences have become the lifestyle of the rich and famous?
Yep.
Our society has shifted in such a way that normal ways of entertainment in the past have become expenditures of the rich and well-off. This is not sustainable. I remember my mother taking my brother and I to a concert simply because we got good grades. Nothing crazy. Now to do something like this requires 45 days of budgeting and economic planning that could possibly affect your whole year calendar as far as entertainment is concerned. You shouldn't have to be making over $150,000 a year just to enjoy a simple human experience. I once saw U2 front row as a college student for less than $75. I saw Prince for $50. That's unheard of now. You're worthy of joy and fun regardless of your economic status. Capitalism has cooked our brains and humanity as a whole. Shout out to Shout out to Kamara Williams. She wrote that. And I agree with her whole fucking heartedly.
You've been talking about it for no less than a year and a half now.
There was a thing on Reddit where people were discussing how ridiculous the ticket prices got with the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And then there was a subreddit where they started discussing the fees from getting all these tickets. The one guy said he bought 2 tickets to the Super Bowl for $6,700 a piece a couple weeks ago. $6,700 a piece. Him and his wife went to the Super Bowl. The final price he paid to Ticketmaster was $19,200. I said, nigga, what?
Yeah, I think the ticket fees are like 30%.
He said the ticket fees were 34%. He bought another ticket in the fees.
Yeah.
What?
And this is why the federal government is investigating Ticketmaster
and I'm
for
like,
fucking
what
collusion.
happened to the investment? I mean, to the investigation. I'm like, did that shit just stop?
Man, they must have kicked back some of that fee money.
Bro.
Yeah, that shit is wicked.
$6,700 for a ticket already is like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's jaw dropping enough.
$13,400 just for the tickets, but to end up spending $19,000 for the whole purchase is like, so you spend another $6,700.
Yeah. Just for the right to purchase the tickets.
Like, what the fuck?
I saw a video today. Somebody sent me, I think it was Diesel. Shout out Diesel. Sent me a video on the TRPE page, and it was like, it was a sideline. It was the street interview, whatever, at the Super Bowl. People asking, that's a motion sensor. Somebody got to get up. Somebody was was interviewing people and was asking like, yo, how much did you pay for your Super Bowl tickets or whatever? And people was like, I paid, $6,700, $7,000, $10,000, blah, blah. And it was like one story in there. It was 2 stories in there that was like some good Jones, because it was a black couple, then it was a black guy. So it was a black couple was like, we bought our tickets for $3,000 a piece. We sold them for $10,000. We never go on a honeymoon. That paid for our honeymoon.
I saw that. I didn't see the rest of it.
So now we going on a honeymoon. And then the other John, the guy was like, he was like, how much is my tickets worth, or how much did I pay for them? And she was like, both. He was like, well, they're worth. It's like, I got like sweet passes or something. I got 2 of them. They worth market value. They on Ticketmaster right now for $15,000. I paid $3,000 for them. So it was like, all right. So those were like some silver lining Jones. But for the most part, all of them Jones, people was just like, oh, I paid $8,500. Or they good tickets? Hell no, they terrible. Like stuff like that. And I'm just like, yo, this is ridiculous.
Yeah, no, the live show experience, you talked about it before, with doing live shows, it's just like, there are I was talking to a girl the other day. She was like, yo, I'm looking at it like so-and-so is coming. So-and-so is coming. So-and-so got this. So-and-so got this. So-and-so's about to go into her. And she's just like, it's like 9 shows coming up that I want to see. And it's not like 9 shows coming up and each ticket is $22.
Right.
Somebody recently posted a joint where he went to the Up and Smoke tour. Dr. Dre, Eminem, and Snoop Dogg. He was in the 7th row. His ticket was $28.
Yeah.
And it's just like, that is out.
Yeah.
You want to sit, people were showing because they went on the queue the other day to get the Usher tickets because he's going to be here August 30th. $11.50. 8th row. Diamond Platinum Access.
Right.
$17.50. It's just like, why the fuck what do you do for your kids?
Yeah.
What do you do when you got 3 kids and your kids want to go to the SZA concert, or they want to go to the Taylor Swift show, or they want to go to the Usher show? Well, they probably going to the Usher show. You get crazy in there.
Yeah.
They want to go to the, I don't know what are kids listening to, the Lola Brooke show. I don't fucking. It's like these concerts, all these live experiences have reached a point where it's like you got to make $200K a year just to be able to experience some shit.
Yep, and pay your bills. Because rent is already high as a motherfucker as it is. And mortgages are higher than rent now.
Bro.
For one of the first times in American history.
I don't know what we need to do, but that live experience shit, you saw it on steroids this weekend. Where it's like, wait, what?
And then it's like, all things considered, it's like, yo, we went to arguably one of the best concerts in history. We went to California and went to that goddamn Kanye and Drake Free Larry Hoover show, which was amazing. The production, the setup, everything, the fact that where they had it, all of that shit was amazing. And we roughly paid like, call it $900 to $1,000 per ticket to basically sit in the first 5 rows at that show. So if I'm going to see the 2 biggest artists, the two biggest male artists of our generation perform, and I can get away with paying $2,000 for it.
I don't even think our Jones. I think our Jones was like 6 something.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like you can get away with paying anywhere between, call it $1,400 to $2,000 for that. Why the fuck is it costing me $3,800 a ticket to see Usher in a fucking basketball arena? It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it's all become very, and all of it is pushed to that whole, oh, well, so-and-so made more and so-and-so sold more and so-and-so grossed more. It's all fuel. And that's why us being so intrigued with these net worths and these Forbes.
Yeah, they got us now.
They got us because now it's fueling the machine.
Because you feel good about paying all this goddamn money because you're helping your favorite artist go toward the all-time total.
Yeah.
And it's like, hey, I'm here to tell you, none of you are beating Beyonce, Taylor Swift, or Drake on tour. So good luck to you.
One of my homegirls, her daughter, she got her tickets to see Beyonce 2 nights in a row.
Yeah.
And when in some place, and I was just like, why do you need to go 2 nights in a row? She was like, what do you mean? I was like, I mean, you go one, like, I mean, I guess because I'm just not a crazy stan or whatever. But she was like, won't you go to 2 basketball games 2 nights in a row? I'm like, yeah, but Embiid not gonna do the same shit
he did the night before. This is choreographed. This is a routine.
Like once you see the routine, you like. But people go to the concert.
Man, I know people that went to the concert 5, 6 times.
Then they watch the movie and know all the steps, and it just be like, okay, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they got us.
Yeah. But I know if Embiid come out here and score the same 42 that he did tonight, I'm be very upset. It's like, what the fuck is going on?
And if I go to a basketball game 2 nights in a row, I'm not gonna go see the Sixers play the Bulls 2 days in a row. I'm gonna see the Sixers play the Bulls and then the Nets or whatever the hell it is. I'm not gonna see the same 2 teams. So that's a conflation of a bad argument.
Yeah, straight up. But I got nothing else, man. Gave y'all 2 and some change.
2 and some change, man.
Can't get mad at the TRPE.
On the humble. You know what I'm saying?
Man. These other podcasts not doing that. We gave y'all 2.5 on the humble.
Yeah.
And we're gonna have some more on Patreon this week.
We still working, man.
So I'm like, I don't know what to tell you. You know what I'm saying?
Patreon.com/official TRPE, YouTube.com/@TRPE, or just go to the YouTube app, search TRPE, subscribe to the channel, hit the alert bell so y'all can get all the notifications for this dope content that we putting out. Shout out the whole family at Revolt Podcast Network. Shout out to everybody out there that's supporting us. We appreciate y'all for watching, listening, sharing this episode wherever you at, wherever you are. The Realest Podcast Ever. We out.